I see Eric the Midget on the phone, and I'm just dying.
Wait a minute, aren't you done with him?
Yeah, I'm so done with him. I can't even tell you. You know, hey, Eric, I got to interview someone, and I'll talk to you later in more depth because I really want to explain to you why I'm done with you, and I really am done with you. This guy heard the bit on the air, the IQ test bit, the first time. He knows exactly how it works.
Excuse me.
He knew exactly.
No, I did not.
You don't? You don't listen to the show every day?
I was up in Vancouver.
Well, we still told you weren't supposed to get the results. We would announce them on the air.
Anyway, you can have, Eric, you can have the results. You're no longer on the show. And I'm not kidding this time. I'm done with you because you know it's like American Idol. We don't tell people ahead of time what they got on the IQ test. You find out on the air and we all bet and stuff. And it's fun. And then you argue with all the guys.
An issue of me.
Eric, here's the issue.
We don't care.
Here's the issue. You ready? We've done this bit a billion times now. Everybody went in. Gary said this on the wrap-up show. It was beautiful. He goes, everybody went in, took the test, and then came on the air.
Nobody had a problem.
Nobody had a problem. The one guy who has a problem is Eric the Midget.
Yeah, always.
And I always assumed Eric was, like, not really that much of a...
Oh, no. I
really
don't know how
did.
you could have missed it.
I'm the only one missing it, but I get it now. You're a major pain in the... I think because of your condition, you've never been socialized, you've never hung out with people. I don't know what your deal is.
I'm out with plenty of people, you and big nose.
Yeah, you see what I mean?
Yeah. Howard, do you really think it has anything to do with like his condition or anything like that?
I don't know.
I think he's just a malcontent. I mean, there've been other midgets that I've seen on the internet.
Everybody I know went in, took the IQ test, came on the air, and found out their results. He is on the internet. I'm not participating in this. They lie to me. It's always a problem with this guy. There hasn't been one thing that's gone smoothly. Not one thing I involved
in how many years?
And I'm done getting him jobs. I'm done with him.
Look how difficult he made it for you when you tried to get him in touch with that guy from ABC.
Oh, my God.
I mean, that is like a monumental thing.
I could put up with everything, but you know what it is? This bit cost us a lot of money.
Yeah.
It's a major... Find testers who will do the test.
And he's in a remote, he's not in the general vicinity. You got to do something special to get the tester to him.
I went out of my way. I'm done. I'm so done with you. I can't even begin to tell you.
I'm glad your eyes are finally open. And not that I don't like Eric, but you shouldn't put up with his BS.
No, I won't. You wasted our money.
He gets rewarded for it. It's only made him worse.
You waste our money. You waste our time. I'm done. And by the way, the fans have all written in and said, Howard, thank you. Howard, it's about time you dump this Eric, the midget. He's so grateful. Get rid of Eric. Here's another one. Greatest day in show history. I'm so happy that all ties have ended with ETM. Please keep your word, Howard. And I will keep my word. I'm done. When I'm done, I'm done. You know that. When I was done with Jackie, I was done.
Yeah.
Eric's the same way. I like the guy personally. I don't know why. I know a lot of people don't. I've tried. I've bent over backwards. Eric's on the internet saying laws have been broken. You're not supposed to give. He has to give me my results. This is medical information. I go, oh, my God. I'm done with this guy. He's just one big troublemaker. You want the results? You can have the results, Eric. I don't want to know your Q. I don't want to announce it on the air, and I don't want you part of my show anymore. I'm done, okay? So let's say our goodbyes. You want something to say? Go ahead. Now's your chance.
This is your last words.
If your audience want me to start
respect me.
Hey, what hasn't been done for you? You've been given money. You've been given jobs. You've gotten to be on TV shows and meet people you've always wanted to meet. Who hasn't respected you?
I got you laid, too, for the first time in your life. I mean, you're so ungrateful. Forget it.
You don't even see it.
Dude, you know the bit. You watch American Idol. You don't announce the result ahead of time. They don't tell Kelly Clarkson she won before she won.
Before the show.
The fun is to get your result on the air so you react to it. You don't know that? Shit.
Then stop calling me Eric.
We're not calling you anything anymore. We're not calling.
We're done with you. We're done.
So you don't even have to suffer that indignity anymore.
And Gary can get you the result to your IQ test. You can have it. I don't care. I don't want to know your IQ.
Sit there with them and enjoy them.
Yeah, I'm trying to do something here on the air and try and make it fun. And you're just ruining it. And I wasted all my time testing you. I don't know why I bother with you. You know how we do things. You're not that out of it. And he's carrying on.
He's accusing you of breaking the law.
Yeah, breaking the law.
Hurting him in some way.
Yeah. Just go ahead and get your results.
In fact, even to get the result, they'll trick me. They'll do this, they'll do that.
I'm exhausted from you. Go ahead, have your last word, because we're done. You don't have to call anymore. You don't have to be a part of this show. And if you want your result to your IQ test, go get it. I don't care. I'll tell the doctor to give it to you. I'm done. Good luck getting laid on your own.
Or anything else.
Yeah. And good luck getting work and good luck everything. Since I'm not respecting you. Go ahead. What do you want to say to that?
I don't know what to say.
I know you don't, because you just eat my kishkas out. I mean, really, this bit is the easiest bit in the world. Have somebody IQ tested. We all go and we get on the air and we give the result. It couldn't be simpler. He's making me. I'm done being tortured.
Are
by
you
him.
that bored that you have to make everything a drama?
No.
He just makes everything difficult.
Yeah.
Like, can't you just man up once? And I see Eric's already back on the phone, but I'm done. Eric, how am I going to end this with you? You can't keep calling back. We're done.
Excuse the trying to keep myself in a time frame of having to have the heart surgery done in 3 to 4 years instead of having it done tomorrow.
Well, why are you on the phone? Isn't this stressful for you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we should be done with each other. I don't want to be your stress.
Hey, Howard.
Yeah.
Eric, I'm serious. Don't yell at me. I want to ask you a question. How come this is all an issue now, but when we first talked to you about setting this up, you never brought this up to us?
I don't know.
Good answer.
You see, the problem, Eric, I'm going to explain it one last time. You said you wanted to be part of the IQ test. You know how it works. We don't give the people the information ahead of time. It's like American Idol. We all get on there and we go, okay, the person with the lowest IQ, the person with the highest IQ, and we all take bets. You know the score. You know how we do it. You know how we do the show. We explained it when we did it. And Eric, just listen to me.
Will you let me speak, damn it?
Because you don't get it.
I don't get the harm in each person knowing their individual IQ score.
Nobody asked you if you understood.
Because number one, I don't want the information getting out. Number two, I want to bet on it. I want to have fun with it.
And it's the idea of the surprise to even the person.
The day of the event, I want to say to you, Eric, do you think you beat Scott DePace? Do you think? And you'll know already. It's not going to work for me. And this was the bit from the beginning. I never would have asked you to do it.
I was the one that prompted you assholes to do this by challenging.
Okay. Listen, Eric, you're absolutely right. I'm wrong. We're done with each other. Don't call in anymore. I don't want to speak to you. I've had it. We went to if you said to me now, hey, Howard, I get it. I'll wait my turn like everyone else. I'll hear my IQ announced on the air. Fine. We have no problem. But it's just too much aggravation, too much arguing, too much back and forth. It costs us a lot of money. And you know what? You're right. If your health is going to be disturbed by not knowing your IQ ahead of time, then by all means, go get your IQ and be done with us. Now, what's it going to be?
I guess I'm going to get it and not.
Good. All right. So go get your IQ. He's going to go get his IQ.
Okay.
So go get it and see it and have a nice life. And trust me, the day you hear that IQ, don't ever call here again because I'm never picking up. Just know it. You wasted our time. You knew the bit.
And wasted our money.
And you're the only person that we've done this bit now, and you're the only person that's a problem. Jeff the Drunk's not a problem. Wendy the Retard's not a problem. You're the problem. You always have a problem. You can't just simply do it and not be a High Pitch Eric wasn't a problem.
Stress. We get stressed out dealing with you.
High Pitch Eric took the test, and we don't hear from him since. You're the only one. Do you see a pattern?
No.
No. Oh. Okay. Well, that's what I thought.
And I was out of town the first time you did this.
Very good.
I did not hear how.
We told you the rules.
We're leaving out the part also where, forget that whether you heard it on the show, Jason explained it all to you in advance as well.
Yeah.
So
It's
stop
fine.
lying to us that you didn't know.
Yeah, stop that. That's ridiculous. Of course you
I'm
knew.
not lying to you.
All right, whatever. Anyway, Eric, great knowing you. Enjoy your life. I'm sure other people are going to do what we do for you. I'm sure that you're going to have lots of TV offers. I'm sure you're going to have all kinds of exciting things in the future. I'm sure other people are going to send you to the Bunny Ranch. I'm sure everyone's
I'm sure
going
you won't be sitting there looking at the wall.
I'm sure everyone's going to introduce you to whatever that name of that girl is from American Idol. I'm sure all this will happen for you. I'm sure all your dreams will come true. Nice knowing you.
In fact, someone did email me on Facebook, asked me if I'd call into a show that they
Good.
work for.
Good.
Excellent.
Go
all right,
ahead.
so you're all set.
O&A.
Good. Go on. All set.
Asses.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. I wish you well.
Let them deal with you.
Right. They're much better at dealing with you than I am. Because I've had it. I'm frustrated. I don't know what else to do.
Does he think it's us and that other people will learn to live with him? You think we're the nutty people, Eric, and you're normal?
Believe me, nobody else would have put up with you for this long.
I don't feel I'm at all difficult.
I know you
I
don't.
know you don't. Okay. Eric, bye. No hard feelings, and thank you for calling in all these years, and we're done. I'll somehow survive without you. Thank you.
Enjoy your life.
Yeah, I wish you a long, healthy life.
Can't you say goodbye?
Bye for good.
Bye for good. I mean, what is the problem with waiting your turn to get the IQ test? I mean, what
It
is the problem?
stresses him out.
Yeah. And
There
it's-
wouldn't have been a problem if the doctor didn't say in the first...
Who cares what the doctor said? I told you the doctor was wrong. We're not giving you the result ahead of time. That doesn't make the show work. It's a waste of my money and time. Why can't you get that through your head? I got it. This is a waste of time.
I thought he said goodbye for good. What are we still talking? Why didn't you hang up?
And believe me, even if he said now he agrees, 2 days later he'd be back again going, I don't agree to this. It's
You don't
ridiculous.
know that.
I do know you. I know you like I know you so well. Johnny tells me about you. Hey, hi, Pitch. How you doing? What's happening?
Hey, Howard, something, you're right. Get rid of this measure because, something, I took the test. I didn't need to give you a problem. I didn't need to give the doctor a problem about these test scores. I just, waited patiently and waited till I got the result.
That's what they, of course.
Hey, Mickey Mouse's retarded cousin.
Hey, you know what, Eric? I probably figure when the results come out, you probably because you get it, then he doesn't.
Howard, seriously, why are you wasting your time with him?
I don't know. I'm a masochist, but I'm done anyway, Eric. I learned my lesson.
Come on, don't let him rile you up. Come on, get to Steve Langford and do the news. Hang up on him.
All right, High Pitch. I'm going to take your advice.
High Pitch, go eat yourself to...
All right. You guys done?
No, not yet. Eric, take the IQ test.
He took it already. It's okay. I don't want.
done. We're not
I don't need him
doing
as a
that.
part of it. It's fine.
Oh, and he's the one that's going to... He thinks I haven't even taken it.
All I know is you're.
Listen, Eric, why do you have Howard results when it happens?
Because Eric wants to be different from everyone, High Pitch.
When he's retarded. If he doesn't want his test results revealed on the show, he's retarded.
All right. Thank you, High Pitch.
Howard, I love you. Have a great day. Robert,
thank you.
congratulations.
Thank you.
If you don't want the IQ test results revealed, hang up the don't waste Howard's time.
Yeah, why are you bothering me? High Pitch is making a lot of sense today.
Yeah, you don't want to be a part of anything we do. You don't like us. Why are you on the phone?
I mean, how would Gary treat you like gold and give him a hard time?
Oh, yeah, calling me shrimp on air is treating me like gold. Like that ape face did last week.
Call me ape face. I got to fight back.
Howard, I mean, come on, Eric. Since you've been on the show, Howard Gary's been so nice to you, and you can't do that.
That's all right, Eric. High Pitch, thank you.
All right, bye.
Bye. Okay, Eric. Nice knowing you. Bye.
Bye.
Right. We're done.
signs
Well,
off.
that's why I'm done
You can't
with him.
leave on nice terms. We're just
No.
saying we can't work together.
He can't be nice. There's nothing human about him.
And he always wants special
Fucking
treatment.
arrogant pricks.
You're the one that's arrogant.
He just hung up.
Yeah, I'm arrogant. Yeah, Matt, go ahead. You're on the air.
Yeah, hey, Howard. I think you handled this just right, Matt. Like, Eric is really not thankful, and that's the only endearing thing about him, really.
Right.
Is the fact that he'll never say thank you and that he'll never appreciate anything. Can I ask you to extend this ban, though, to Johnny Fratto as well?
Well,
I hope
Johnny, I don't have a
secretly
problem
been
with.
paying you some money behind the scenes to get on the air over the years. You know what I'm saying?
I like Johnny, but whatever. Anyway,
well,
I'm done with Eric.
I just think he can't do the IQ test because he's going on holiday pretty soon. You know what I'm saying?
All right. Thanks, Matt.
Thanks.
Holy mackerel. I see Eric's already back on the phone, but I'm done. Eric, how am I going to end this with you? You can't keep calling back. We're done.
Excuse the trying to keep myself in a time frame of having to have the heart surgery done in 3 to 4 years instead of having it done tomorrow.
Well, why are you on the phone? Isn't this stressful for you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we should be done with each other. I don't want to be your stress.
Hey, Howard.
Yeah.
Eric, I'm serious. Don't yell at me. I want to ask you a question. How come this is all an issue now, but when we first talked to you about setting this up, you never brought this up to us?
I don't know.
Good answer.
You see, the problem, Eric, I'm going to explain it one last time. You said you wanted to be part of the IQ test. You know how it works. We don't give the people the information ahead of time. It's like American Idol. We all get on there and we go, okay, the person with the lowest IQ, the person with the highest IQ, and we all take bets. You know the score. You know how we do it. You know how we do the show. We explained it when we did it. And Eric, just listen to me.
Will you let me speak?
Because you don't get it.
I don't get the harm in each person knowing their individual IQ score.
Nobody asked you if you understood.
Because number one, I don't want the information getting out. Number two, I want to bet on it. I want to have fun with it. I want
it's the idea of the surprise to even the person.
The day of the event, I want to say to you, Eric, do you think it's got the pace? Do you think? And you'll know already. It's not going to work for me. And this was the bit from the beginning. I never would have asked you to do it.
I was the one that prompted to do this by challenging.
Okay. Listen, Eric, you're absolutely right. I'm wrong. We're done with each other. Don't call in anymore. I don't want to speak to you. I've had it. We went to a. If you said to me now, hey Howard, I get it. I'll wait my turn like everyone else. I'll hear my IQ announced on the air. Fine, we have no problem. But it's just too much aggravation, too much arguing, too much back and forth. It costs us a lot of money. And you know what? You're right. If your health is going to be disturbed by not knowing your IQ ahead of time, then by all means, go get your IQ and be done with us. Now, what's it going to be?
I guess I'm going to get it and not.
Good. All right. So go get your IQ. He's going to go get his IQ.
Okay.
So go get it and see it and have a nice life. And trust me, the day you hear that IQ, don't ever call here again because I'm never picking up. Just know it. You wasted our time. You knew the bit.
And wasted our money.
And you're the only person that we've done this bit now, and you're the only person that's a problem. Jeff the Drunk's not a problem. Wendy the Retard's not a problem. You're the problem. You always have a problem. You can't just simply do it and not be a... High Pitch Eric wasn't a problem.
Stress. We get stressed out dealing with you.
High Pitch Eric took the test, and we don't hear from him since. You're the only one. Do you see a pattern?
No.
No. Oh. Okay, well, that's what I thought.
And I was out of town the first time you did this.
Very good.
I did not hear how...
We told you the rules.
We're leaving out the part also where, forget that whether you heard it on the show, Jason explained it all to you in advance as well.
Yeah.
So stop lying to us that you didn't know.
Yeah, stop that. That's ridiculous. Of course you knew.
I'm not lying to you.
All right, whatever. Anyway, Eric, great knowing you. Enjoy your life. I'm sure other people are going to do what we do for you. I'm sure that you're going to have lots of TV offers. I'm sure you're going to have all kinds of exciting things in the future. I'm sure other people are going to send you to the Bunny Ranch. I'm sure everyone's going to...
you won't be sitting there looking at the wall.
I'm sure everyone's going to introduce you to whatever that name of that girl is from American Idol. I'm sure all of this will happen for you. I'm sure all your dreams will come true. Nice knowing you.
In fact, someone did email me on Facebook, asked me if I'd call into a show that they work for.
Good.
Excellent.
Go
all
ahead.
right, so you're all set.
O&A.
Good. Go on. All set.
Asses.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. I wish you well.
Let them deal with you.
Right. They're much better at dealing with you than I am. Because I've had it. I'm frustrated. I don't know what else to do.
Does he think it's us and that other people will learn to live with him? You think you think we're the nutty people, Eric, and you're normal?
Believe me, nobody else would have put up with you for this long.
I don't feel I'm at all difficult.
I know you don't.
I know you don't. Okay. Eric, bye. No hard feelings, and thank you for calling in all these years, and we're done. I'll somehow survive without you. Thank you.
Enjoy your life.
Yeah, I wish you a long, healthy life.
Can't you say goodbye?
Bye for good.
Bye for good. I mean, what is the problem with waiting your turn to get the IQ test? I mean, what is the problem?
It stresses him out.
Yeah.
There wouldn't have been a...
Okay, there's a guy on the phone claims to be the world's greatest Eric the Midget expert. And...
why do we want to talk to him?
I'm fascinated by it. This is Javier. Hey, Javier, how you doing?
Good morning, Howard.
Morning. Now, you are a fan of the show for how many years?
Well, very few years, because obviously I couldn't listen to K-Rock. I knew you from first Letterman in the late 80s, and then the E! Show, and then...
well, you live in San Juan, right?
Right.
Yeah, so he couldn't...
So how does he become an Eric the Midget expert?
Well, I started listening to Howard Stern Show clips on YouTube.
Right.
And, then I would watch, and I would see, like, clips that said Eric the Midget. And I couldn't care less about a midget.
Right.
I was intent on listening to, like, Gary saying Reese's instead of Reese's, or McKine.
Right.
And one day I said, I got to give the guy a chance. And from the first moment I heard, I was totally hooked.
He's like totally obsessed with Eric the Midget.
I would say so, yeah. It's a great entertainment.
And your obsession goes so deep that you literally, what did you do? You cataloged all of his appearance in order?
Yeah, because there's a bunch of guys who put up sound clips of Eric on YouTube.
Right.
And what I did is, when you have an account on YouTube, you can make playlists. So there were so many that I started to put them on the playlist in chronological order. The great thing about it is, once you listen to Eric on the serious years, it's almost like a saga. It's like a bunch of stories, and it's all so funny. It's so incredibly funny.
So it's almost like a movie to you.
Yeah, it's a bunch of stories. You have the flying with balloons thing, and his so-called girlfriend Kendra.
Javier, when you go back in time now, because I don't even remember this, and since you're the world's greatest Eric the Midget expert.
Yeah.
Did he become sort of, like, everyone thinks he's sort of, I don't necessarily subscribe to that, but was he more well-behaved and compliant when he first called in on K-Rock?
Well, I really haven't listened a lot to K-Rock calls, because most of what you find is serious years. But obviously you couldn't say a bunch of stuff on K-Rock.
So you don't know how it came about that Eric called our show, like what his first call was ever about. Do you know that?
I know.
Oh, you do?
About American Idol.
About American Idol. You mean he called up over the transom, he suddenly just called into our radio show and said, I want to comment on American Idol?
I think he wanted to defend Kelly Clarkson, because I think he called her fat or not that pretty, and he got angry, and I think he called in to defend her.
Wow.
And you say that Eric, more than anyone on the show, inspires you to listen and to find out more because of this saga of Eric.
Yeah, I can't wait for Eric to call again. It's very sad what's happened, but you know what? It happens almost every year. He says he's 100% done with the show, and then he calls again. Whether he takes a week or a month, eventually he calls again. And you know what, Howard? I'm following him on Facebook, and he's already, I think he's breaking down already.
He's cracking?
What gives you that idea?
He's been saying that he's done for good. And then I think yesterday he said, well, if certain conditions are met, I may call again.
I see.
He's already breaking down. He said that basically his conditions are that only the people in studio can only goof on him, that Gary has to stop attacking him daily because he believes that Gary attacks him daily.
Right.
That once his call ends, you have to stop goofing on him. And, you know, he's already putting conditions.
That's
so
funny.
I think he's breaking down, and I think eventually there will be a reconciliation. He's radio gold, Howard. It can't end like this.
So you don't think Howard can stay away from him? Because Eric didn't ban himself. This time, Howard banned him.
Well, the difference this time is I banned him,
Yeah.
and I'll tell you why. Because I really feel he was not honest with me. We went through a lot of trouble to line him up for the IQ test. And I believe he really understood what was going to be the bit. And like you say, he wants this special consideration, which would destroy the entire bit.
Yeah, he's acting as if he left the show because of the way we were treating him. That's not the case at all.
Right. In fact, I think I was treating him very well and certainly getting him opportunities and getting him laid and all kinds of things. There was a lot of quid pro quo. But, you know,
And now he's in a negotiation with himself. Nobody's talking to
No,
him.
I mean, I'm really kind of furious because I've always felt that if you make a deal with someone and you say you're going to be part of a bit, and then we go to the expense, and we just don't get a lot of money around here to do bits. So to get like almost like $1,000 to test him and get testing for everyone else, we put this all together. And, you know, it takes a lot of time to put this bit together. We could have tested someone else. So I got really angry with him. And I'm not backing down.
And rightfully so. You know,
he got to me.
He knows what it's about. He knows how it goes. He just makes up excuses. But it's one of the fascinating things about Eric Howard.
What is your favorite Eric the Midget phone call? Like, what was your one big Eric moment?
Oh, man. There's so many. That's hard. You know, when he ordered Johnny to do a guy, Jerry.
Yeah.
You know, when he said, I'm club-footed, you asswipe.
That is a great one.
You know, the whole thing.
Javier, how old a guy are you?
I'm 35.
35, you got a job?
I'm an attorney.
You're an attorney, so you're not some slouch.
Wow. You actually have a practice?
Yeah.
Well,
I work for the government.
Oh, my.
Look at him. He's a big shot, and he loves Eric the Midget. All right, hey, I'm going to test... Hey, let me do you a favor, Javier, here. I'm going to let you prove you're the world's biggest Eric the Midget fan. I'm going to ask you a series of questions.
All right.
I'm going to see how well you do. I'll tell you what.
All right.
If you get 50% of them right, I'm going to give you $711 cash.
Oh.
From 7-Eleven.
50%?
Yeah. I don't know how many questions I'm going to ask you, but if you get half of them right. Is that fair, Robin?
All right.
Don't you think? 1 out of 2 kind of thing?
Sure. Go for it.
All right. You get $711 cash from 7-Eleven. Be sure to pick up this month's cup with a Cause Celebrity Coffee Cup designed by Will Ferrell. All right. All right, here we go.
All right.
World's biggest Eric the Midget fan should know the following answers. How tall does Eric claim to be?
Well, originally he claimed to be around 3'6". Now he says he's 3 foot. I don't know how he lost 5 or 6 inches. But.
Well, he claims to be 3 foot 5 inches. He later admitted he's 3 foot. So I'm going to give that to you. That's absolutely correct. All right. What is Eric's birth date?
March 11th, 1975.
That is 100% correct.
Wow. You are really into Eric.
All right, ready? Question number 3. Who is Eric's roommate?
Jan.
Jan is correct.
Jan Johnson.
So far, he's 100%, Howard.
Yeah, this is very impressive. You're well on your way to getting the $711 and proving you are the world's greatest Eric the Midget expert. What children's book did Eric the Midget try to write?
Dougie the Puggy.
That is correct. You do miss the little guy when you go through these things.
You know, Howard, I had an idea for Eric. I wanted him to give me permission to write the Dougie the Puggy sequel. Dougie the Puggy meets Granny Annie.
Were you? Have you ever actually spoken with Eric the Midget?
I once logged on to the JFSC just to check it out.
Right.
And that was actually where he ended the show in a fit of rage. And I talked to him on Facebook, but obviously not over the phone or anything.
Right. That would be a dream for you.
Yeah.
The first TV show on which Eric ever acted.
American Dreams.
That is correct.
Wow.
All right, this is a hard one. You ready?
Your knowledge of Eric is very deep.
If you know this one, I'm going to say this guy's unbelievable. What name did Eric use to pretend to be someone else on the Stern Fan Network?
Romeo Blues.
That is correct. Wow. Wow. I mean, you're already getting the $711 just based on those. But here, I'm just going to give you a couple of more because I'm impressed.
All right.
Who did Eric the Midget say his favorite band was in 2005?
Oh, boy. You got me there.
Rascal Flatts.
I was going to say that. That's the only one I could think of.
He likes country. Yeah.
Eric claimed he was dating a girl in 2008. What was her name?
Kendra.
That's correct. What did Eric want to name his modeling agency?
Eric's Modeling Agency.
Yeah, Eric's Modeling and Talent Agency. That's correct.
Why would you name it anything else?
Yeah. What a great name. Eric's Modeling Agency. Remember he was going to let the model live in his house?
Right. That was, he was having a contest, and part of the prize was living with him.
She had to live there for 7 years.
Yeah, I think that was
7 years.
Yeah, that was my favorite. Like, he had to sign a contract with her. She wasn't allowed to leave for 7 years.
What a contest.
Eric's Modeling Agency. You go out. He was going to go to all the clubs and look for the winner. And then when he found her, he was going to lock her up in the house.
Right, he was going to take her home.
Where he could advise her. I wonder if the girl would have
basically stifle her career.
Lived there for the best 7 years of her life. All right. What song did Eric sing when Sal asked him to audition for The Wizard of Oz?
Oh, the Lollipop Guild.
Exactly right. Eric once admitted to his masturbation method. What was it?
Oh, he humps the bed.
That's right. Lays on his belly and rubs against the sheets.
Yeah.
Right.
So far, dude, you only got one wrong.
One wrong.
All right, I'll give you a couple more. What were the names of the two bunny accompanied Eric to the studio?
Oh.
Haley and Cherry.
Correct.
Wow.
Oh, the world's greatest Eric the Midget expert.
You don't have time to practice law.
What was the name of the bunny? Would you go to a lawyer who was the world's greatest Eric the Midget expert?
No.
What was the name of the bunny who took Eric's virginity?
Oh, I think it was Cherry.
It was Haley. I'm sorry.
Oh, all right.
Eric made a personal appearance at what professional sporting event in 2009?
Was it the WWE?
Sacramento Kings. You got that one wrong. All right. And you know the answer to this one. When Howard asked what was wrong with Eric's foot, how did he respond?
Club.
That's exactly right. That's the exact quote. I'm club-fucking-footed, you asswipe. I got so many questions, Ron, but this gentleman has absolutely...
Obviously, he has done his time.
Yeah.
I'm full of useful information, yeah.
I mean, look at him. What
so
event...
are you missing Eric on the show tremendously?
Oh, yeah.
He loves it.
He should just call in. He should make the peace with you, Howard. We should just, I don't know, start all over again. He should, I don't know. He's not gonna say he's sorry.
Do you get angry with the people who write in and say never have Eric on again?
I don't get angry, but I just don't agree. It's like, I think somebody on Superfan Roundtable said it last week. There's no halfway with Eric and the fans. Either you love him or you hate him. And I tend to believe a lot of people love him more than there's people that hate him.
All right, here's a tough one. What did Eric do for Howard that... That's correct. Look at you. Look at that. Remember when Eric measured... What event did Eric want to be a correspondent for on Bubba's show?
Oh, some NASCAR.
Right, NASCAR. All right, last one. I'm fascinated that you know the answers.
Now that we're talking about it, I love that Eric's into all this manly stuff, except for American Idol. He's pretty manly.
He's pretty masculine. What celebrity offered to be a co-host for Eric's second show on Howard 101? That's a tough one.
Second show?
Yeah.
I thought there was only one.
Yeah, well, I guess there was a second.
The first one was Brian Dunkelman.
That's right. Well, it is Brian Dunkelman, actually, so I'll give you that. Very good. Who was the wrestler Eric wanted to manage?
Oh, man. I can't remember that one.
Rated R. Rated R. How many inches did Eric say he was when he measured it for Howard? How many inches?
5 inches.
It's correct. Look at it. Well, okay.
You're good.
Javier Vasquez, you are an Eric the Midget expert extraordinaire.
If there are other Eric the Midget experts out there who would like to challenge Javier, they better get in touch with him.
Yeah, I'm sure that the people that put up the sound clips, they must know a lot, you know.
Yeah, but you're pretty impressive. You know, oh, did I lose Javier? I just hung up on him.
Oh,
Shit.
no.
I wanted to lock him in, and I thought I had. Eric, you there? This is Eric. This is a different Eric. Eric,
oh, it's not Eric.
Hey, now, Howard.
Hey, Gary, get Javier back on the line. Yeah, Eric.
Hey, Howard. I know when Eric started.
When?
Really?
It was right after he got the gig on American Dream, and you wanted to have him in to promote the show, and you just started making a ton of demands about, you know, coming in and doing an appearance and how you couldn't goof on him and all those type of things. It's typical Eric the Midget type stuff.
There you go.
Yep.
I wanted to say,
the show.
Thanks, Eric. I wanted to say goodbye to Javier, and Javier, I accidentally hung up on you. There?
That's all right.
All right. Sorry about that. By the way, Javier says he falls asleep to Eric clips every night, right?
Really?
You play them at night?
That's right.
Are you a married man?
No, I'm not.
So you don't have a wife laying there saying, Jesus Christ.
What are you doing?
I don't think that would work at all.
Javier, if you ever did get married, did you have a girlfriend?
Not right now.
Okay. Have you had a girlfriend in this period of time where you fall asleep to Eric the Midget clips?
No.
Well, hey, what the hell? That's very fortunate, because I think if you did meet a woman and she said to you, look, Javier, I don't want you listening to Eric the Midget before you go to sleep, I think that would be a reason to break up, right?
I don't know. I don't think I need to. You know.
Javier, what's with you?
When you wait listening to Eric or having a woman in bed, I mean, come on. Listen, I'm a big fan, but I'm not an idiot.
Javier, what's with the dating slump you're in? What's going on there?
Well, no, nothing. It's just for the past few years I've had problems. You know, I went through depression and anxiety attacks and panic attacks, and for the longest time I didn't seek help. And I finally did, and I'm getting my life back together. I'm coming back to being who I am, and eventually I'll get to that again. But I don't feel right now like I'm.
Because I'm thinking
that the Eric obsession occurred during this period, wouldn't it? Would I be right?
I guess. Yeah, I mean,
do you think that could have thrown you into depression?
No, not at all. In fact, it helps. You know, laughter is the best medicine. You know.
Javier, I read that Puerto Ricans do not get anxiety attacks. I'm very, very surprised by that.
You're suspicious that he's not Puerto Rican?
That's right. You might be part something else. Javier, I would think a Puerto Rican attorney would be able to get laid like from Puerto Rico.
Well, you know, I don't have like a lot of money. I work for the government, and you know, I don't ride around in fancy cars or anything. If I had my private practice, then it would be something else. But, you know, eventually I'll move on, and I'm sure I'll do well.
Very good. All right, Javier. Thank you very much. Javier had a couple of lean years with the women because of his depression.
And so he turned to Eric the Midget for solace.
Right. And Eric the Midget. That is something. That's really something. Better than heavy medication, I'll tell you that.
Oh, definitely. You know, Eric and your show have helped me a lot. I laugh all the time, and I really hope to hear from you on 2011.
What happened in the bad years? Were you just like not able to get out of bed and stuff?
Yeah, you just you know, you're in your home and you just don't want to go out. You don't want to talk to people. You feel like you know, like I don't know. You're depressed. Sometimes I had the feeling like I wanted to cry, and I don't know why.
Did you want to hurt yourself?
No, it never got to that.
Yeah.
But, you know, my family was always there for me.
That's good.
And I stopped calling my friends, and I didn't go out, and you just don't want to do anything. I would go to work, and I would just go home and just, you know, shut my door and do nothing.
I like your honesty about it. Is there depression in your family?
No, not really. It's just, you know, it's a really long story how it happened, but the thing is that my problem was that sometimes I'm very stubborn, and I didn't seek help.
Right.
You know, I didn't go to a shrink or anything. And then one day I said, you know, I feel like I'm in a hole, and I just don't want to live like this anymore. And I said, I got to get help.
They put you on medication?
So, yeah.
What did they give you?
It's Paxil.
You know, maybe that's why I'm listening a little bit. I'm thinking maybe that's why you connect so much with Eric the Midget. He's such a stubborn guy, too. You know what I mean? And you're stubborn. You wouldn't go get help.
Yeah, and, you know, you've said it before. Eric is as delusional as he may seem to be, because Eric seems to live in, like, his own little reality.
Right.
Where he's the center of the universe, and everybody else are, like, I don't know, maggots. You know, he doesn't... One thing I notice is, you know, Eric, people seem to be intimidated by you when they talk to you.
Right.
And Eric couldn't care less.
Yeah.
Eric treats you, calls you big-nosed bastard or whatever,
right.
You know.
Eric doesn't care what I can do for him or what I've done in my career.
He'll say, what are you doing leaving me on hold?
Right. It's great.
The loudmouth midget.
See, Javier, I'm with you. That's why I find him fascinating, too.
You know, one of the funniest moments was when he first came on his webcam and you saw him for the first time.
Yeah.
And you were looking at his gnarled fingers.
Yes.
You're saying, like, oh, poor Eric, man, it can't be easy, can it? And then he goes, well, you interrupted what I was saying. So, you know, you were being compassionate to him, and all he can care about is you interrupted him.
Ridiculous midget.
He doesn't even, he didn't look for sympathy.
No.
That's why I liked him.
Yeah.
All right, Javier, I'm with you. I could talk about Eric all day. Congratulations. You won $711 cash from 7-Eleven. You are, in fact, Javier, as far as I know, the world's greatest expert on Eric the Midget.
For now.
And by the way, Javier, be sure to pick up this month's cup with a cause, Celebrity Coffee Cup designed by Will Ferrell. That'll cheer you up, get you out of any depression you're in.
Sure will.
All right, Javier. Thanks for calling in.
Thanks, Howard.
That's a Javier Vasquez in Puerto Rico, who is the world's greatest Eric the Midget trivia expert.
I didn't know there was such Eric fans out there.
Eric,
there are.
Ridiculous midget.
Robin, you're missing a whole world out there. You're really not on it. If there is someone out there who thinks they're a bigger Eric the Midget expert, I would have Javier and you go at it.
Yeah.
Because I have a lot more questions.
Obnoxious midget.
What is that, Eric?
Eric, the obnoxious midget.
Yes. What do you want me to call you again? I forget.
Eric, the major.
All right. All right. Then whatever you say, I'll do. Well, there he is. There he is. Okay, there's a guy on the phone claims to be the world's greatest Eric the Midget expert. And
why do we want to talk to him?
I'm fascinated by it. This is Javier. Hey, Javier, how you doing?
Good morning, Howard.
Morning. Now, you are a fan of the show for how many years?
Well, very few years, because obviously I couldn't listen to K-Rock. I knew you from first Letterman in the late 80s, and then the E! Show, and then...
well, you live in San Juan, right?
Right.
Yeah, so he couldn't...
So how does he become an Eric the Midget expert?
Well, I started listening to Howard Stern Show clips on YouTube.
Right.
And, you know, then I would watch, and I would see, like, clips that said Eric the Midget. And I couldn't care less about a midget.
Right.
I was intent on listening to, like, Gary saying Reese's instead of Reese's, or McKine.
Right.
And one day I said, you know, I got to give the guy a chance. And from the first moment I heard, I was totally hooked.
He's like totally obsessed with Eric the Midget.
I would say so, yeah. It's a great entertainment.
And your obsession goes so deep that you literally, what did you do? You cataloged all of his appearance in order?
Yeah, because there's a bunch of guys who put up sound clips of Eric on YouTube.
Right.
And what I did is, when you have an account on YouTube, you can make playlists. So there were so many that I started to put them on the playlist in chronological order. The great thing about it is once you listen to Eric on the serious years, it's almost like a saga. It's like a bunch of stories, and it's all so funny. It's so incredibly funny.
So it's almost like a movie to you.
Yeah, it's a bunch of stories. You know, you have the flying with balloons thing, and his so-called girlfriend Kendra.
Javier, when you go back in time now, because I don't even remember this, and since you're the world's greatest Eric the Midget expert.
Yeah.
Did he become sort of, like everyone thinks he's sort of, I don't necessarily subscribe to that, but was he more well-behaved and compliant when he first called in on K-Rock?
Well, I really haven't listened a lot to K-Rock calls, because most of what you find is serious years. But obviously you couldn't say a bunch of stuff on K-Rock.
So you don't know how it came about that Eric called our show, like what his first call was ever about. Do you know that?
I know.
Oh, you do?
About American Idol.
About American Idol. You mean he called up over the transom, he suddenly just called into our radio show and said, I want to comment on American Idol?
I think he wanted to defend Kelly Clarkson because I think he called her fat or not that pretty, and he got angry, and I think he called in to defend her.
Wow.
And you say that Eric, more than anyone on the show, inspires you to listen and to find out more because of this saga of Eric.
Yeah, I can't wait for Eric to call again. It's very sad what's happened, but you know what? It happens almost every year. He says he's 100% done with the show, and then he calls again. Whether he takes a week or a month, eventually he calls again. And you know what, Howard? I'm following him on Facebook, and he's already, I think he's breaking down already.
He's cracking?
What gives you that idea?
He's been saying that he's done for good, and then I think yesterday he said, well, if certain conditions are met, I may call again.
I see.
He's already breaking down. He said that basically his conditions are that only the people in studio can only goof on him, that Gary has to stop attacking him daily because he believes that Gary attacks him daily.
Right.
That once his call ends, you have to stop goofing on him. And, you know, he's already putting conditions.
That's
so
funny.
I think he's breaking down, and I think eventually there will be a reconciliation. He's radio gold, Howard. It can't end like this.
So you don't think Howard can stay away from him? Because Eric didn't ban himself. This time, Howard banned him.
Well, the difference this time is I banned him, and I'll tell you why. Because I really feel he was not honest with me. We went through a lot of trouble to line him up for the IQ test. And I believe he really understood what was going to be the bit. And like you say, he wants this special consideration, which would destroy the entire bit.
Yeah, he's acting as if he left the show because of the way we were treating him. That's not the case at all.
Right. In fact, I think I was treating him very well and certainly getting him opportunities and getting him laid and all kinds of things. There was a lot of quid pro quo. But, you know, And now he's in a negotiation with himself. Nobody's talking to him. No, I mean, I'm really kind of furious because I've always felt that if you make a deal with someone and you say you're going to be part of a bit, and then we go to the expense, and we just don't get a lot of money around here to do bits. So to get like almost like $1,000 to test him and get testing for everyone else, we put this all together. And, you know, it takes a lot of time to put this bit together. We could have tested someone else. So I got really angry with him. And I'm not backing down.
And rightfully so. You know, he
got to
work out with the weights and so forth.
Right.
Fitness center, you know, the whole thing.
Okay. Well, anyway, George is with us for the whole week, for those of you who are George Takei fans, and that's pretty much everyone.
It's great being here with you.
Hey, by the way, speaking of some of them, you know, William Shatner's calling in at 7.
Is that right?
The real William Shatner.
It's going on?
He's coming. He's calling.
Oh, he's coming in.
He's calling.
He's calling in.
Oh.
He'll be on the
Bill
phone.
is.
Bill, yeah.
Oh, what do you know?
And
I think this is a setup, right?
No, actually not. Actually not. It's really him.
He said it's the real William Shatner.
Not only is it the
Yes, I know the meaning of the word real on this show.
No, it really is. It really is.
How are we going to convince George?
Really is. I know, yes.
He was scheduled to call, and he's promoting something, and you were, of course, scheduled to be. It wasn't a setup.
You know, I if you got him in the studio,
that would be
then I would believe it.
Right.
Because you did have
Maybe
him
even
in the
not
studio
then.
when I phoned in once. You got me to phone in. But when you have people phoning in,
No, but
I know
really-
that it's a real one.
No,
yes.
it'll really be him. You'll see.
Here's your Shatner stuff. So new book, new album. You can see all the songs that he covers there, including Space Cowboy, Rocket Man, Space Oddity. He does a Bohemian Rhapsody.
Rocket Man's old. He did Rocket Man years ago.
This is a new Rocket Man.
Yeah. So supposedly, he's earned about $600 million from that Priceline.com deal.
Is that true?
Well, that stock at one point was trading at obviously at $2 a share. It's now, when I looked it up on Thursday, it was trading at $526 a share.
Gare.
Priceline?
Gare.
$526
We have
a share.
Wow.
He was very upset that shit my dad says was canceled after a year. Wasn't sure why. See, he's treated like a hero when he goes to the Comic-Con conventions. He supposedly charges
Why? Because of Star Trek?
Yeah, he supposedly charges $75 for an autograph and $95 to pose for a picture with a fan, for a professional picture with a fan. You know, he has that Shatner Raw Nerve. It's that interview show he does on Bio.
Right.
He interviewed one of the snipers from Washington, D.C. And that whole thing, which was like a big get, like, you know, no news agency was even able to get them.
Must have been a Star Trek fan.
He says he's finally admitted that he thinks he's too old to be in J.J. Abrams' Star Trek movies. He doesn't think it would work. He set his principal's car on fire in high school, and he also said he was very lonely growing up. And his father didn't want him to become an actor. And he just turned 80. It's amazing.
William Shatner is a very big star. He is always promoting something.
He's a hardworking man.
And despite what George thinks, George was booked to come here, and William Shatner was booked. I did not do any kind of setup.
This was not a plan.
Yeah. Bill.
Howard, that conversation was unbelievable.
You know, isn't that something?
That is a classic, man. That is unbelievable.
It is very funny. In fact, it's odd because I looked over and, you know, and honestly, I did not plan it this way, but George is here. You know, he comes in and does announcing for us. I didn't plan it, and he was laughing at that, and
Well,
you were
he
laughing.
doesn't even think the real William Shatner will be calling in.
George, I assure you it's the real William Shatner. You
I know. He sounds very real.
Here we go again.
Here we go again.
Yeah. Well, you know,
You're very good, Bill. I'll play along.
Oh, God.
No, it really is Bill.
Yes, of course it is.
It is. It's Bill.
Hi, Bill. How are you?
Cops are after me. Open the studio with you.
George, do you not believe that's William Shatner?
What? No, it sounds very much like
Yeah,
it.
it is.
Yes.
It is him. It is the real William Shatner.
It's the real one.
It
yeah.
is the real one.
I love the real one.
Bill, I'm sitting here, Mr. Shatner. I'm sitting here reading that you are promoting a brand new record album.
Yes,
my.
I'm calling you. I mean, you and I are buddies. I haven't seen you in a long time.
I know.
And I would call you at any time, but not at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Right, but what I'm saying is, why are you on? I'm looking at the different songs you recorded on the new album.
Unbelievable.
Why are you doing Rocket Man again? You've done that already.
I know.
Was it time to bring that up again?
Exactly.
What was wrong?
Up so that, but that isn't the only song. My God, man, Ian Pace is on the record. It's called "Seeking Major Tom," and it drops October the 11th. And Bootsy Collins and Patrick Moraz. Hey, Brad Paisley, Sheryl Crow, and Lyle Lovett are on the record. There's never been a collection of musicians that have been on one record. Ernie Watts, Warren Haynes.
But why did you record Rocket Man a second time? I mean,
Richie Blackmore, Candace Knight. Are you kidding me?
Is Rocket Man like the only song you know?
Frampton, John Welton, Wayne Kramer, Carmen Appice. Come on, all these people.
Carmen Appice.
Appice, yes.
What did he just say?
Appice, but I'm not sure. Maybe he's right. Bill.
Has Carmen ever told you how to pronounce his name?
Bill, why?
Has Carmen ever asked you to pronounce his name?
No.
No, me neither. So how do you know?
I don't know. Bill.
How do you pronounce Nick Valenci?
Valenci?
Yeah.
How do you
Edgar
pronounce
Furrow.
sabotage?
Dave Davies? That's why.
What about sabotage? How do you say sabotage? Which do you say, honestly, Bill? Sabotage or sabotage?
That's the way. I'm calling you from Toronto, and it's sabotage up here.
So, Where did you learn the expression, my record drops?
Yeah,
I
that
know.
was interesting.
And why does it drop October 4th, October the 11th on a Tuesday, and the book, Shatner Rules, which is a great book about the power of saying yes, drops October 4th. Why do they use those terms?
Did you write this book, Bill?
Why on a Tuesday?
Bill, did you write the book, or do you have so many books out?
I wrote the book. Who else could write the book?
Right.
This is not a novel, though. It doesn't sound like a novel.
No, it's a book about things that I've done and the power of saying yes.
Bill, why do you work so hard? I'm serious, and I'm not making a joke.
No, all right, so I'll be serious.
What is this with the books and the
DVD of the captains on the 18th and a one-man show on the 19th?
Yeah, I don't even know where to begin asking you about these things. What a DVD of the captains?
Well, I directed a terrific documentary. Got great notices. We opened it on the aircraft carrier, the aircraft carrier, the Intrepid, a couple of months ago. The sun is setting in the New York Harbor, and there's a huge screen on the flight deck of the Intrepid. 1,000 people are sitting there watching the documentary, and the skyline of New York behind. Can you imagine the beauty?
Whoa.
And there's a DVD of that very well-received film called The Captains dropping on the 18th.
Now, the DVD is dropping.
That's right. So there's a record.
My question, Bill.
Record, a book, a DVD, and the one-man show.
My question is this.
Yes.
You still love working, obviously, because you're involved in all these projects. And yet I read, and tell me if this is true, and this is something that we went over a long time ago. The Toronto Sun reported that Mr. William Shatner made $600 million from his decision to take Priceline.com stock as payment to the companies, as payment for the company when they hired him as a pitchman.
You know, all right, let me explain that. You know, I'm the spokesman for Priceline.com.
Right.
All right.
And they paid you in stock.
They paid me in stock a long time ago.
And the stock
then there was the bubble.
Yes.
Right. And the bubble went up, and the bubble crashed.
Right.
So the stock came out at, I've forgotten, $1. It went to hundreds of dollars.
Right.
And before the people involved who had stock could get rid of the stock, could sell the stock, the bubble burst.
Yes.
It was worth pennies.
And what is the stock worth today?
I think $500-600.
$526 a share.
Right. Really? So everybody got rid of the stock at pennies.
Oh, so you got rid of yours?
Of course, everybody did.
But why not?
And then you went back as a spokesperson for money.
Right.
Well, we continued. Yeah. Well, they paid me per year.
Buy high and sell low.
Yes, but Bill, why didn't you
put your foot in that guy's mouth?
Have
you guys gotten any closer to liking each other? Any
I love George. Are you serious?
And I love you too. Don't we just exude?
I love the difference.
I mean, it's so crazy.
I have pleasure in the theory of love, and your practice of love is different from mine.
Do you know George?
There are psychotic people that you love as well, don't you?
That's right. There are iconic people that we love together. That's true.
Have you guys ever run into each other anywhere?
No, the only way he'd run into me is with a car.
Did you run into me last month?
Did I run into you last month?
Yes.
No.
Oh,
there you are. This is the real Bill Shatner.
So what happened,
the
George?
real.
Let me ask you something.
Wait a second.
We were at that Las Vegas
that's
convention.
Absurd. Did I run into you? No, that's the real Shatner. George, that's absurd.
Did you see Bill Shatner last month?
I did. At
Where
a
did
Star
you
Trek convention
at a Star
in
Trek
Las Vegas, and we crossed in the hallway. We crossed paths,
Bill didn't even notice you.
I didn't notice him. It was the real Bill, the very real flesh and blood Bill.
Did you say hello?
Who said hi, George? And I looked, because I was in conversation. And I looked and I said, "Oh, hi, Bill," and we were like chips in the night.
That was it.
Yeah, that was it.
Bill, do you not
remember that?
Well, I was directing a documentary for 5 days called the documentary is called Fanatics, and it's a look at why fans come to conventions, and it's going to be another, I think, a terrific film that once we finish editing it.
But Bill,
and I was immersed as a director in a film. I was paying attention to nobody.
So in other words, you don't remember running into George at all?
No, actually, I don't, and that's the real Bill.
I love that you two have this feud. I love it.
I don't have a feud. I don't know what's the matter with George.
He only thinks I'm psychotic, and he doesn't understand me.
But George, that makes you interesting. Your psychoses make you interesting.
So you two did in fact run into each other, but it was such a non-event. Did you?
Well, he was the one that recognized me and said, "Hi, George." The convention hall hallways, they're really wide hallways, and I had about 3 or 4 people around me.
Yeah, sycophants, I believe they call them.
Sycophants.
Right.
No, they were the people that were with the convention, and they hustle.
Do you
from
resent
one
that
place
Bill
to-
gets way more money for his appearance?
No. He was the star of the show.
Do you
he
know
was
that
Captain
Bill?
Kirk?
Bill, is it true that you get $75 for an autograph and $95 to pose for professional photos with fans?
We don't do that kind of thing.
You don't?
Well, I mean, professionally, that's a sort of a cheap thing that people.
But there was this whole wait a minute, Bill,
Yeah.
because there was this whole list of charges that were put into an ad we were reading.
I can't control those ads. I mean, my hands are tied.
George,
All I can do is
The genuine Bill Shatner
for a
does
book
that.
called. All I can do is conduct publicity for a book called Shatner Rules. Shatner Rules, October 4th.
George, what do you charge for your autograph?
I think no, I don't charge. It's the convention that charges it. I think they charge $45.
45. So Bill gets 75 twice. Wow.
But remember, there was also like a private reception with Bill for like $500.
What has this turned into?
I don't know. I'm just trying to find out what's
Howard Stern got $100 million.
Let's talk about that.
Do you notice how cheap the programming is?
Bill, my point is you don't have to work that hard. That was what I was saying. You have a lot of money.
The point. I don't. But by the same token, Howard, you're doing what, 5 a week?
No, 3.
Oh, really? What's happening on the other 2 days?
I'm relaxing.
What are you doing?
I'm resting up.
Right, with your feet elevated because your ankles are swollen.
Oh, they actually are. You have no idea.
Well, I mean, cut some hair. I mean, God, why are you working so hard, Howard?
I'm not, actually.
You got $100 million. The rest of us are running around trying to sign an autograph.
In other words, your point is it isn't about the money. You enjoy working.
Listen, this book is sensitive.
All right, the book is called Shatner Rules.
The record is unbelievable.
Shatner Rules. Your guy.
I don't believe it. That's how unbelievable it is.
What don't you believe?
What don't you believe?
He
now,
said it
George?
was unbelievable, so I'm agreeing with him.
Bill Shatner's new book, Shatner Rules, your guide to understanding the Shatner verse, so to speak, and the world at large, is in stores October 4th. Bill,
It drops.
It drops.
And that's exactly
With a
right.
thud.
And what drops, Howard, what drops October the 11th?
Bill's new album, Seeking Major Tom, hits stores October 11th. I haven't heard any of the tracks, but
How
it does.
come we're not playing tracks?
I don't have it.
You don't have it yet, but it's coming out. It'll be out there in the next few days.
Well, will you come in and sing a song
I'm
for
coming
us?
to New York. I'm coming to New York to do publicity for it, and you'll drop a song.
And I don't think George will be here.
I don't think I'll come then.
You want to be here when George is here.
I got to be there when George is there.
Right. Well, let me just tell you, I'll update you on George since you guys never talked. George just got back from the Amalfi Coast. He went on a romantic 2 weeks with his husband, Brad.
Oh, great! That's the gentleman he married without inviting me.
Right.
That's right.
You did get an invitation, Brad, Bill.
See, now there.
And you made a big issue of
I've been
it.
talking about.
And by the way, Bill, you'll
He's
also.
confusing me with Brad, and that's the problem.
And would you have ever made love to William Shatner if he that he was gay?
I love him. I said on the air publicly, I love Bill Shatner.
Yes, but
Bill
but
said
what you say in
publicly
public-
on the air that he thinks I have a psychosis.
All right.
Yes. Well,
Yes.
I think that hasn't got much to do with love. You can love a person with a psychosis.
Well, there's something wrong with that person then.
I'm not saying I'm not psychotic. I'm saying you're psychotic.
Bill, also the TV comedy "The Shit My Dad Says," was canceled. What happened there?
I don't know. We had 11 million people watching. We were in the top 20.
That's a hit.
I think that the things that CBS had to do with 2.5 Men, and by the way, I'm doing the roast, the Charlie Sheen roast on Monday. I'm appearing on the roast. It's very, very funny.
It's funny, but it's sort of sad, isn't it?
Well, I didn't get a feeling of sadness there. He was up and at him, and they had some really fun people to mock him. And
you know what? But Bill, seriously, in your career, you've been very wise. When you latch on to something good, you go with it. You milk it. You did.
Well,
the
that's
Star.
showbiz. You never know when the next successful.
You're right, and you're grateful for when you get a hit show because you know how difficult it is.
Yep.
Do you look at a young punk like Charlie Sheen and go, you know what, son, you pissed away a great opportunity. Do you want to just shake this guy?
Well,
honestly,
I think a lot of people wanted to shake Charlie. He's very talented. He's a personable guy. He comes from a wonderful theatrical family, if you will, and he got caught up. But there's a crazy intelligence there somewhere that even when he was on his tirades, he was having fun and he was coining phrases, and we still talk about it. And so he had an opportunity. He was there 8 years. I presume he saved some money. I mean, he was being paid so much.
But when you see a guy like that spin out of control, you know that it's like, you know what, you should count your blessings sometimes and say, wow, I'm a lucky guy. And a lot of people in show business would give their left arm for a job like that.
And the left thing that dangles between their legs.
That's right. And so you sat there and you roasted him. Now, what do? They write jokes for you and you sit there and read them?
That's a terrible way of putting it. First of all, you're standing.
Right.
Essentially, they write material and you deliver it. I had Michael Tyson on my left and Steve-O on my right when I was sitting on the desk. I had more damn fun.
And Mike Tyson a reasonable guy, or?
Oh, we started discussing philosophy on the dais in front of 1,000 people.
I would have liked to have heard that.
Oh, that was an incredible conversation. I would love to have talked to him.
We have a lot to catch up on because I haven't seen you in a while. Someone told me this in 2011, this year. You and your wife returned home from a trip, and someone had poisoned your dog. Or dogs.
Somebody hadn't. It was the help that had put down poison for the snails, and we can't have poison on the ground. So the gardeners know that they got to do green stuff and take care of snails for the green. Somehow, this person had sprinkled snail poison to get rid of snails, and the dogs ate it. Yes, my dogs were poisoned, and happenstance was I was landing at the very moment they were being brought into an emergency hospital. I was landing in LAX. I rushed over there, and in a couple of days, through intensive care, we saved both dogs.
Oh, you did?
That's wonderful.
Someone told me you originally reported to the police that you suspected George Takei did it.
I didn't think George would use poison. I think George would.
I love you too much.
Spill his seed all over my.
Do you seriously? That's a very traumatic thing, actually.
Oh my God! My dogs are my wife and I. Our dogs are our kids. I mean, it was horrible.
And you know what else I learned about you? I didn't know you were very close with Sandra Bullock and Jesse James. Those are your good friends.
I was at their wedding.
How does that happen?
How do you know
them?
Is your question?
No, how do you know? How do you have such a close relationship?
Are you friends with Jesse or Sandra?
Both of them are my closest bosom friends. I don't have any better friends than Jesse and Sandra.
Is that true?
No.
Oh, but
I did 2 movies with Sandra.
Right.
I see. So you were invited to the wedding.
Yeah. I didn't know Jesse, and you talk about pissed opportunity, but you more than anyone knows what it's like to be can conceive what it's like to be in somebody else's motorcycle boots. You don't know what the dynamics are and what each personality is doing.
I'm sure you said to yourself at the wedding, even these two don't belong together. If ever there was a mismatch.
At first glance, no, it doesn't seem like it. But who knows what Sandra's thinking? This intense guy, bad boy. I mean, how attractive that must have been. She was deeply in love with him, as I'm sure he was with her, because she's a very lovable person.
Bill, this new album you did, do you feel a connection to these songs, or does a producer come to you and
you
say...
have to understand, Seeking Major Tom is my idea of what happened to Major Tom from Space Oddity. What happened to Major Tom when he stepped out of that capsule? And I believe he walked on the moon. I believe he thought about his wife through Rocket Man, and she became, she blinded me with science. He's a space cowboy. He goes to heaven in the Sinatra song. He goes to hell with Iron Man. I mean, it's a monumental record.
So it's
that
a
is going to
concept.
knock you off your socks. What?
It's a concept album.
It's a concept album
yes.
with 20
Yeah.
songs that I think are stupendous.
I'm
The
just wondering if
musicians-
Bill picks these songs or some producer. I'm assuming...
Whose idea was
no.
Yeah, whose idea was this?
Mine.
Really?
Good, bad, or indifferent. If you laugh at it, it's my problem. If you love it the way I think you will, it's my advantage.
Did you set fire to your principal's car in
I
high
did.
school? That's a true story?
Yes.
Were you an angry man?
Well, he strapped the hell out of me. That's the time when they had, and this is all in the book, which is drops October 4th. It's called.
Where are you right now, by the way? Where are you right now? Where are you right now?
I'm in a hotel room in Toronto.
With your wife?
Yes, uh-huh.
What is she wearing?
She's wearing a silk negligee, and her long golden hair spills gently across her shoulders.
Did you make love to your wife last night in Toronto?
I never not make love to my wife one way or another.
No, the reason I bring it up is George was saying earlier that him and Brad,
That's bad English.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm correcting myself. Brad and George make love only once a week on Sunday.
Well,
it's only blowjobs.
What else?
Well, there's anal.
Have him describe. You and I went into the homo room and we began to talk.
That's true. But seriously,
that's good for
is your love life still?
It's good for his prostate. No, I don't have any trouble with my prostate either.
How often do you and your beautiful wife make love?
So, I mean, it is uncountable. Sometimes as quickly as a rabbit might. You know what lions do on the veldt?
No, is the lovemaking as much as it used to be, or
more passionate and more loving and?
I'm glad to hear that.
And sweeter. That's what beautiful love is, Howard. These are things I need.
I'm glad that you and George have that in your life. I really am.
Well, I'm sorry that you don't.
I do.
Well, there
I
you
didn't
are.
say I didn't.
How many times do you make love to your wife?
I make love to my wife as often as possible, but I masturbated
Well,
last
wait
night.
a minute. That made what once a month?
I masturbated to babysitter porn last night. I'll be honest.
Well, that's not good for your wife.
You still masturbate, George?
Yes.
You do. How often?
Just when I, get the urge.
George, you're tongue-tied.
Well, what about you, Bill?
And that's
Bill,
because he made love to Brad.
Bill, do you still masturbate?
I can't find it.
Bill's new book, Mr. William Shatner, I should say. The new book. Before I go into the plug, why did you burn down your principal? Your principal would strap you?
Yeah, in those days, if you did something wrong, they'd ask you to hold out your hand, and they'd lay into you with a rubber strap. So my little group of people were so antagonized, we wanted revenge.
And the police never arrested you for this?
They didn't know I did it.
Wow. Isn't that
So
something?
you're turning yourself in. It's because the statute of limitations has run out.
The police are all dead of old age.
And the principal, when you burned down his car, was it the satisfaction that you really were after?
He was raised to sainthood somewhere along the line.
No, but seriously, did you get satisfaction from it?
I think we lit a little fire and it didn't catch, and we just ran away. So.
All right, I was saying you're some badass. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Listen, Bill, let me just say this. William Shatner's new book, Shatner Rules, Your Guide to Understanding the Shatnerverse and the World at Large, is in stores October 4th.
The power of saying yes.
Now, what do you mean by that?
Yeah.
What do you say yes to?
Look, here's a perfect opportunity. Years ago, uncountable years ago, somebody said, be on the Howard Stern show. And I was warned not to go. I mean, it's terrible. He'll rip you apart. When I said yes. In that time, Robin, you were there.
Yes.
Over the years, 20 years. It's been a lot more. It's been a long, long time you and I have known each other. What would have happened if I had said no? all this and this morning would have not have happened.
In other words, sometimes being open-minded and saying yes to a new opportunity can lead to something.
Exactly. And even if it doesn't, to leave yourself open to life is positive. To say no and enclose yourself in, and that's the tendency as you get older, is the wrong idea. And my book, in a humorous and insightful way, tries to say that.
So this is a philosophy book. In other words, your take on life, what you've learned in your years.
But it's also a funny book.
Yeah, and yet, with all of this philosophy, you and George can't get together.
And
It's
somehow
sad.
you can't say yes to an
George.
apology.
Right.
What are you talking about?
You got an invitation, and you made up a story just because you had your talk show coming, and you went up and down the media saying that I didn't send you an invitation, which is a blatant falsehood.
All right, if you say so, George.
I was amused by you.
Well, that's great. I seek to amuse people, and if I'm amusing, that's great.
I love that you guys have like a feud because you know what? Everything's a little too perfect in your lives. You know what I mean? It's just kind of nice.
We're human. There's no perfection.
And I think George will like both the record and the book. And if he comes,
will you read the book, George?
Well, Brad might drop it on me.
On your head while you're there.
Bill might drop it on you. But anyway, so Bill,
yes,
Mr. Shatner, come see us when you're in town, please.
Howard, we'll do it again in person. I love to visit you, and I'll be in New York doing publicity for all this as well, and I'll look forward to seeing you in person.
And we will talk about your father who didn't want you to become an actor. We will talk about your lonely days in high school. We'll talk about how you were bullied and how lonely you were.
Now, if George knew all these things, he might have some compassion.
Well, George can learn about
sympathy for him.
in Shatner Rules.
And I'm interested in your philosophy.
Well, let's talk about it.
All right, very good. All right. Thanks for calling.
George, hello, and pleasure to talk to you. The two of you guys, I can't wait to see you in early October.
And I can't wait.
You are genuine. Yes, you are the real, genuine Bill.
What is it, Gary?
Hey, all the guys in the office wanted to know if you would ask them about the Schwarzenegger story.
Oh, yeah. Hey, I got to ask you about that. I almost forgot. Here's the story I heard.
Yeah.
You were somewhere having breakfast or lunch. I don't know what it was.
That's true.
Okay. You were having breakfast or lunch. Arnold Schwarzenegger was at a table.
That's right. How do you know all this?
Because I read about it.
How the heck did you
But this is crazy. William Shatner goes up to say hello to Arnold Schwarzenegger. He was excited to say hello. You know how people in show business will do that, even though they
He does it. I've seen him working at a restaurant. He goes up and talks to anybody who's famous.
And Arnold Schwarzenegger blew off William Shatner. Like,
how?
Treated him like shit.
Really? No.
Yeah.
He did. I don't wonder where you read that.
I read it all over the place, actually. And that Arnold Schwarzenegger afterwards had a conversation with his son. And he goes, "Who the hell was that?"
Well, he might have said that. He might have said that.
And the guy goes, "Dad, that's the captain. It's William Shatner. And he listed all your TV credits, everything. And Arnold goes, "I don't know who that is."
Oh,
and
it's possible. Why not? I mean, he doesn't know anything about politics. Why would he know something about me?
I know Arnold Schwarzenegger. I've had many conversations with him.
Really? It must have been a very slow-paced conversation.
Bill, what happened? What is the truth of what happened there?
Well, the area was an area I used to take my girls, my own children, lo these many years ago. Well, it turns out that my grandchildren and my kids and Elizabeth and I all went to the same place the other week. It was a magical place where I took my kids. I'm taking my grandkids, and we're sitting around eating and. Over at the next table is Arnold and his family. They're doing the same thing. It's like a family place. Right. So after my kids left, they went their way. Lizzie and I were going home. I dropped over to the table and said, "Hello."
Yeah, Bill Shatner.
Yeah, and he kind of vaguely, I thought he might not have recognized me. It didn't blow me off. He shook my head, hello, and then I went my way. But for you to know that story is like, I'm trying to figure out
how many of his kids were at the table?
Arnold's?
Yeah.
Well, he had his son there, and they were separated by about a yard. I mean, you're sitting beside your son, and you're separated by a yard. I thought that was strange.
Yeah.
And as I was leaving, 3 or 4 very muscular guys carrying food were on their way back to that table. I sort of looked behind me as they joined him, and that was all that took place. Now, how the heck do you know that?
Because it was in the newspaper, and but
who
it was.
could have reported that? Everything.
Gary, where do we read that? It was crazy. And then what it said in the paper, what the point of the story was that Arnold, I guess they had Arnold's conversation with his son afterwards. I guess someone overheard it.
No, we got it from a kid that was sitting at the next table, blogged the whole thing.
Oh, right.
At the next table?
Some kid witnessed the whole thing and blogged it.
Oh, for God's sake.
And he blogged the conversation afterwards and it was terribly awkward, they said, where Arnold was like, I don't know.
No, it wasn't. It was a guy's, I thought, there's Arnold Schwarzenegger. I've met him on 1 or 2 occasions, as many as I've met George, I think. And I went over just to say hello.
Can I tell you something?
That didn't penetrate.
But it seems like it was sort of weird because I never ever go over to somebody's table. The one time I did, I was with my wife. We're at a restaurant, and who's sitting there? Heath Ledger at the time with his wife. And so I was a big fan of his performance in Batman, where he played the Joker, you remember, and I thought he was great in Brokeback Mountain.
Yeah, he was.
And, my wife's there, and I wanted to be a big shot. I wanted to, she goes, oh, don't you know him? I go,
play that game.
I don't know him, but I know Michelle Williams. She was on my show, and I could go over and say hello, but I don't do that kind of thing. She goes, oh, it'd be great just to tell him what we thought of, Brokeback Mountain. I go, what the fuck? Let me go do this. Well, I walk over. This guy shoots me a look like I'm interrupting his dinner. I felt like the biggest jack-off on the planet. And I was like, oh, my God, this guy gave me the blow-off in front of my then-girlfriend. And I'm like, I must look like such a tool.
Well, no, you...
I was embarrassed.
Well, yes, but that's a good experience for you because it happens so rarely.
No, I would never do it again.
Well, the thing that is appalling to me is this took place in 5 seconds. Hello, Mr. Schwarzenegger, how are you? Oh, and he sticks out a hand, and I thought, he's overwhelmed with sorrow anyway,
right.
and dulled by the events, and I just went on my way. I think I was alone because the kids had gone off. Liz had gone to buy ice cream for them, and I was going to get the car. I was alone.
So it didn't affect you in an emotional way, like where you said, "Oh my God!"
No, but in the privacy of the car, when my wife came to the car as we were leaving, I said to her in the privacy of the car, "This is what happened," and exactly what you've just described. I explained to her. That's the only verbal explanation of what happened, and for you to tell me that this whole event it was on the blog,
right?
Is like, I mean, I don't want to get out of this hotel room.
I know people are watching everything, but you know what? It's really true, though. I find those kinds of things embarrassing because I think because you're in show business, you expect that someone is going to give you a certain conversation. And then when they don't, you feel like a dick.
Well, I think that you usually get a pretty decent reception when you walk up to people, right, Bill?
Why are you conditioning a pretty decent? Why not say
an enthusiastic and warm reception?
Listen, I got to tell you something. I don't go up to anybody. I have been at parties. I remember the first time I was at a party in Hollywood, and Rod Stewart was sitting there with his then wife, the blonde, Rachel Hunter. And they said, and he's maybe 5 feet away from, 20 feet away from me, something like that. Someone walks up and goes, Rod Stewart would like to meet with you. Why don't you come over here? I go, well, I'm not going anywhere. Let him get off his fat ass.
That's a new one.
I said, tell him to come over here and meet with me. I mean, and then one time that happened, I think, with Britney Spears. I was talking to someone. I was at a Grammy party. Miss Britney Spears would like to meet you. I said, well, tell her to come on over.
That's
what is
hysterical.
Have you ever seen that?
No, I've never heard. That's a new one.
So that's why I stay to myself. I'm not looking to bother anyone. The one time I did it was a disaster.
Well, right. I've seen Bill, as I said, in a restaurant, and he walked right up to Tom Selleck and said, hey, I'm William Shatner. And they had a lovely conversation.
Really?
Tom and I, but I know Tom for some years.
Well, I just witnessed you going up and saying hello.
So with the philosophy of your book.
I would have gone up and said hello.
But Bill, with the philosophy of your book, So
Yes.
you're saying that's saying yes to say you had a thought.
But that's exactly right. That's exactly right. If, for example, this very incident could have been a small chapter in rather than saying I'm not going up there, I'm not going to visit him, I'm retreating. What the hell? What difference does it make whether he recognized me or not? I don't give a shit. You know.
Yes, but don't you think saying yes in certain instances you could be a nudge? In other words, like sometimes your fans.
You're
Sometimes
going to be an idiot. You're going to make an ass of yourself.
So are you encouraging your fans to just walk up to you when you're eating
No.
dinner?
I'm not
Should they say yes to meeting you?
Stay away. I'll be very rude. But what I am encouraging people to do is to say yes to opportunity.
Right.
And I got an honorary degree from McGill recently, and part of the speech, the last few lines, were I was encouraging the students to take their own path and not to be afraid of making asses of themselves. I said, don't be afraid of making an ass of yourself. I do it all the time, and look what I got.
Yeah, but don't you know that advice can sometimes go haywire in the wrong hands? Because some people have no ability to know when they should not say yes.
Of course, and that's the chance you take, and that's what's going to happen. But like walking and falling, you got to get up and keep going.
William Shatner's new book is Shatner Rules, Your Guide to Understanding the Shatnerverse and the World at Large. It's in stores October 4th, or drops, as Bill says. And Bill's new album, Seeking Major Tom, hits stores October 11th. Thanks, Bill.
Thank you, man.
The great Bill Shatner.
George, thanks for talking to me.
You take care. Live
Robin,
long and prosper.
Bye, Bill.
Get enthusiastic, Robin.
I will.
All right. Bye-bye, everybody.
Well, there's your boyfriend, Bill Shatner.
He's living long.
Yep.
And prospering.
You know what? I wanted to ask him. You know, Leonard announced that this last convention was his last one.
Right.
Well, Bill ain't giving that up.
Not $95 an autograph.
No. He was embarrassed, I think, by that. Right, George?
He never fessed up to it.
No.
Never did.
No.
Well, he does it, and I can vouch for that. I might even blog about that.
Is it true that he charges $500 for a personal experience with him?
You know, these convention organizers know the really fanatical, devout fans with some money. And so they charge not only for these private sessions with Bill Shatner, but backstage passes where, you know, they just mill around backstage and they pay like $200 or $300.
Oh, yeah.
If I want a personal experience with you, what do they charge?
If you want to have a personal experience with me?
Yeah.
Oh, thousands.
No, seriously. No, seriously. But
well, you're having one right now.
It's fabulous, I can't tell you. Well, look, it's
no,
fantastic.
that is the genuine one. I believe. This was the real one.
Yeah,
but
that was William Shatner.
Don't think you're going to pull my leg again with
Never.
Mother.
Do you remember actual dialogue when you do a show like Star Trek years ago? Does the dialogue stay with you, or you forget it right after you do it?
There are some dialogue that people keep reminding you that you said it.
And you don't have any recollection of it?
Oh, no, I have recollection because I did say it.
Oh, okay.
Target that explosion and fire.
Right.
Really?
So you don't, but you don't retain all this stuff. When you go on set, is the worst mistake an actor can make not to be prepared with his lines?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you know, it's valuable, precious time. There are, 100 people on the set there, all the crew people.
Have you seen that, where a guy will come on set and he doesn't know his lines?
I have. Or they're so nervous that they can't get it out.
Oh, I see. Oh, well, that you could excuse.
That you can excuse.
But not to know your
very
line.
unprofessional not to have done your homework.
So what do they do? Does the director pull them aside and say, "Listen, you didn't do your homework. What is this?"
Well, you know, they need to work with the guy because they need to get the show done. So he tries to coddle them and say, well, you know, this is a situation, and this is what you want, or this is what you don't want, and you know,
it's possible, though, in a long monologue, you could forget a line, and you'll excuse that once, maybe twice, but not on a consistent basis,
yeah,
right?
If it's a key line and it's a important role, they're usually cast with professionals who,
Right.
you know, who are professionals.
Shatner always came prepared?
Shatner was good at when he really, wasn't sure of some line. He knew how to improvise
so that he'd get through it.
Yeah, with the appropriate kind of words.
Is that unprofessional to improvise because the other actor is waiting for a cue?
Right.
So you're calling him unprofessional.
Well, it is not a professional thing to do, but he pulls it off. He pulls off a lot of things.
He gets away with murder.
Like it's professional, if you have...
Do the other actors sit there and roll their eyes if you're on set with a guy and he doesn't know his line? Do you just sit there and go, oh, this is going to be a long day?
There are scenes where the shirt gets torn off and we roll our eyes. Bill liked to expose himself.
Oh, really? Because he was in good shape and he'd show his chest.
He was in better shape.
He knew the sex symbol thing
exactly
was working for him.
Yeah.
So if he tore off his shirt, that meant they had to go get him another shirt, and that would drag out the day.
Yeah.
Oh my God! And
the eyes would roll
because
did you see
because it wasn't written in the script for him to rip off his shirt, and so.
Well, I think he got them to write it in.
I see.
And so we knew that. And so we would,
Would he do things like, I think I'll rip off my shirt here?
Yeah, was it unscripted sometimes? Was it sometimes unscripted and he would just rip off his shirt?
Did you see that show with, that was a spoof on Star Trek?
Yeah.
What was that? What was it
the
called?
movie?
Galaxy Quest?
Galaxy Quest.
Yeah.
Great, yes.
There's a scene where Tim, what's his name?
Tim Allen.
Tim Allen gets his shirt torn off, and Sigourney Weaver rolls her eyes. We recognize that.
Oh, really?
It was a documentary for us. It wasn't a spoof.
I didn't know Bill used to rip his shirt off, though.
You weren't watching Star Trek.
No, I watched it all the time. I just didn't know that he would do it even unexpectedly, and just cause...
No, I think he talked to the powers that be.
I'll rip my shirt off here.
Yeah.
He wasn't that built that he should be ripping his shirt off.
He wasn't. No. He was rather fleshy.
I remember the episode where he was fighting that reptile thing.
Rex,
and he had his shirt off almost the entire episode.
And did he look great to you?
No.
No. But that was the fun part of it. To let us watch his flesh shiver.
I remember in one episode you had your shirt off, though, but we were ripped.
Well, I worked out.
Yeah, you were doing the sword fighting thing.
The fencing foil.
Fencing, yeah. Good for you.
Only one episode where I got to take my shirt off.
Right. All oiled. You were oiled down, too, if I remember correctly.
No, that was genuine perspiration.
Perspiration.
Because I was, rehearsing in between.
Right. Wow.
But that was...
Bill should do that in every role, even today. Like, just take his shirt off.
Keep taking his shirt off.
Yeah, right. I'd watch that.
Maybe that's why the show got canceled. He was suggesting that he take his shirt off.
Meanwhile, I was doing the math. Bill's got to be about 80 years old now.
He is 80.
Wow.
Exactly 80.
He's in pretty good shape for an 80-year-old guy.
Yeah, and pretty energetic.
Yeah.
Too. I've seen
yes, he is.
Leonard Nimoy is the same age.
Is that right?
Announced that he's retiring.
He's retiring.
Yeah, but Leonard seems 80. You know what I mean? He looks tired.
Bill looks good.
But Leonard's got those big fake teeth. He's got white, he should age his teeth a little bit, right?
Yeah.
They're too white.
He used to smoke a lot.
I see.
And I guess it didn't look too good.
Right. Because he's got like the teeth of a 20-year-old. And he's, he's 80 years old.
Well, there was a point where he looked like he had Soviet dentistry.
Oh, God.
And then he somehow got a free pass to America, and they gave him teeth.
Got American teeth.
So he was on
who do you think will be the last original left from this series? Do you think you? I think you'll be last man standing.
I am the youngest.
Yeah.
I mean, chronologically.
How old's Leonard?
How old's Chekhov?
Chekhov is a year older than me.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Walter Koenig.
He's in pretty good shape, Chekhov.
He's not in very good shape.
He's not. He's bad health. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
I didn't know that.
Not bad health, but
just not in great shape.
Yeah.
You mean depressed from the death of his son?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, who can blame him for that?
Yeah.
Fred could console him.
Why don't we send Fred?
Right.
That's what he...
Mr.
Fred, you're
Consolation.
needed.
You're the go-to guy. How's Uhura holding up? Isn't she young?
Nichelle is a little bit older than Walter, but She is an elegant lady.
So you're the youngest.
I'm the youngest.
I think Nimoy's the next to go. What do you think?
Oh, don't say that.
What do you
I don't want
think?
to think about
I
any
don't
of them
know.
going.
Well, I don't either, but I got a handicap. What do you
I
what
was
do you
having
think?
dinner with DeForest Kelly.
Yeah.
And,
Oh, he might be the next.
You're talking
well,
about
no,
Bones.
he's gone.
Oh,
No,
God,
he's dead. Yeah.
But he was the one that.
How did you have dinner with him if he's dead?
We did a convention, and we
Okay.
decided to stay over another night. We didn't want to catch,
Right.
a 9:00 flight and fly all night
Right.
long.
so when did you have dinner with him?
And so we had dinner that night, and he was starting to speculate like that. Who's
Right.
gonna
Who's
be
the
first
next to go?
And he said, because I'm the youngest, I'll probably be the one to go first.
And then he went.
Ironically,
Yeah.
If you are the last man standing, you know what you're going to get at those conventions? You're
Oh,
probably
my
going to
God.
rake in. You're going to get Bill Shatner money. You're going to get
You
$500,
think I'll get
$600.
$180 a photo?
Yes, $180 a photo.
Well, I
Lock yourself up because they're going to be worth a lot of money. Those
with
photos.
the Green Berets, I had a kind of a weird experience. I went to a party, and the room was I walked in, and the room was filled with people, and I saw Aldo Ray at the other end of the room. And so
Aldo Ray,
who was in the Green Berets, and I waved at him, and he waved back, and he started working his way through the crowd toward me, and I was ready to give him a hug and say, Aldo, great to see you. He says, George, thank God you're alive. I said, what a way to be greeted. And then he started ticking off all the people in Green Berets and then passed.
you are the last one left, I think, from Green Beret.
Because, about a couple of years after that, I saw Aldo's name
I see.
on the obituary.
Right.
Hey, so let's
Everybody
say.
still here from Private Parts?
Yeah. Let's see. What if we have? We've got you. We've got Uhura. I'm talking about the main players now.
Yeah.
We've got
Walter.
I think Harry Mudd is dead, right? Harry Mudd is
Well,
gone.
he wasn't a main
I know.
player.
I'm just.
Really?
The
pointing out.
kid that played Kirk's son, Merritt Buttrick, is gone.
So we got Kirk. How much longer do you think Shatner's going to hold on? He's in good shape.
Yeah, he's a relentless guy. I
Right.
mean, he's driven.
He might not die at all. is
He
what you're
has
saying.
that determination, that will,
Right. He
I
doesn't.
think he's going to be around.
You know what it is? He doesn't want you getting more Star Trek. So, do you think Nimoy's the next?
He's very competitive.
Do you think Nimoy's the next one? I would guess. What do you think?
I don't know. It's hard to say.
Nimoy or Chekhov is what you're hinting at. Which one?
You say Uhura's doing okay.
Yeah, she's doing fine.
Wouldn't it be interesting if George started bumping them all off? Because
So he could be the last one.
right. I'll take 3 phone calls and then I got to take a break. Yeah, Balls.
Yeah, I want to ask George, would he be upset if Brad found out he masturbated thinking of another celebrity?
Thinking of another celebrity?
Yes.
Well, I do think of people. No, I've not. Well, here I am on the air.
Would Brad be
saying-
upset if he found out that you were with other, thinking about other people?
I guess you will be now that I've talked
You've
about
admitted
it
it.
on this.
What celebrity do you think about?
I think I'll keep it private.
Oh, God.
Well, why not honor that?
Well, I mean, you got this much out of
But,
me.
but George, why
I'm
not
so
honor that?
unguarded.
But George, why not honor that person by telling the world who you think about?
Well,
Brad Pitt.
No, yeah, but particularly after Jason
Stratham?
Ellis here.
Jason Ellis.
Jason Ellis, yes. So you have masturbated thinking about Jason Ellis?
I have.
Wow.
Good for you. All right.
Well,
Listen.
having had that tactile experience,
do you ever masturbate?
you can ruin a person's life, can't you?
Do you ever masturbate?
I have to go home after this.
Do you ever think about Tony Bennett?
Yes, I do, but not when I'm masturbating. I just, I love his music.
You love
I
his
love
music.
his voice.
Yes, Gary.
Have you ever done it to anybody on the show?
What?
Have you ever masturbated to anybody on the show, like Howard or Fred or Benji or Artie or me or Will?
My wife.
Whoa, he's laughing.
Oh, wow. Well,
Let's
who was
hear
it?
this.
Well, no. You think I'll
Not-
fess that up here?
You have.
You're turning red, George. Come on.
What about?
No, it's a son, the Italian son.
Did you ever beat off to Will?
That's a yes.
You did?
I haven't said a thing.
No, seriously, have you beaten off to Will?
Well, he's got a new son, I hear.
Right.
Congratulations to him.
But did you ever beat
That's
off to his
wonderful.
image? I know a lot of
and,
guys.
incidentally, the Italian sun is very warming. But it's a very hot.
Very good. All right.
What
listen.
about Jared? I bet you.
Do you know Jared?
The sun just got redder on his face.
He's on the sun.
George, is there anyone you don't masturbate to? All right, let me take a break. We'll talk to Tony.
Thank you.
Right
Thank
after
you.
these words.
Interesting revelation on the show today.
What's that?
Well, it didn't fully come out, but it was implied that George has fantasized about you.
Masturbated, yes. Stroked himself.
I didn't know where that
to me.
I imagine this is an honor and not something to be disgusted about.
A little bit of both, I would say.
Well, I could see if one of us said it to you.
What?
One of your peers, if one of us admitted that to you, I could see you being disgusted. But George is a celebrity, a legend.
It's like, Fred's brother-in-law.
I guess.
A man who appreciates handsome men. So how could you not take this as a compliment?
It's still creepy thinking about him rubbing himself, fantasizing about sticking his dick in my ass.
During one of the
face
commercials-
fucking me, whatever he was doing in his dream.
That's what I was going to get to, because you mentioned the Howard earlier. I wonder what's going on in these fantasies. What am I doing? What do you? You've had some time to think about that. What do you think your role is in these fantasies? What do you see yourself doing, wearing?
Well, I see, George has stayed back, and the show has ended. George has stayed back in the studio to, gather his things. I come into the studio to help organize my notes and get everything ready, prepped for the next day. And I'm working over the Howard's console. And I don't see George in there. Maybe George is behind where he usually sits. And all of a sudden, I feel my pants dropping from behind me. And then he takes me from behind. And I bleed all over the studio.
George, you were really hitting it off with Tony Bennett.
Then he grabs me by the hair, pushes me on the floor, and shoots a load all over my face, and forces me to eat it. Not that I thought about this at all before. Not that I have any desire for this to happen. I just creep myself out.
You just creep me. I'm sorry I asked this question.
It's like when they...
George.
Yes.
About your relationship with Mr. Bill Shatner. Will there ever be a détente in this this very chaotic situation?
Well, it takes two to tango.
Right.
And I'm ready to tango. But he always keeps popping up with one new issue after another, which, gets him attention. I mean, we sent him an invitation to our wedding, but he had a need to have some kind of issue to attract the media's attention. So he claims that he never got an invitation, and he rants and raves and calls me all sorts of names about it, And so I said, when the press came to me, we did send him an invitation, and his ranting and raving is just amusing to us. Everybody else came, and he could have come too, but then he goes on, again, he had something else happening, and he says that he's found that I have a psychosis, and that I should see a psychiatrist, and that gets him a lot of attention. I am a professional. I can work with everybody. I've worked with a lot of divas, male and female.
So you keep extending that olive branch, and he keeps slapping you in the face.
Well, if he extends an olive branch, I will certainly accept it. But it takes really two to tango.
Right. And you've certainly tried. You've certainly tried to extend the olive branch, and he just keeps slapping it away, and there's only so much you can do.
Well, if he keeps slapping, I know how to slap back too, and so I respond in kind when the moment is appropriate. But no, I have no problems with him. I know what he's like, and I can work with him professionally. I am, certainly not going to have him as one of my best friends, but
we're back, George.
Oh, we are. I got to go.
Yo, what's up, Jonah?
What's up, man?
How are you, man?
Oh, man, I'm so excited to be here.
You're a big fan.
Every day, all day, every day. Listen, all day, man.
So you even know guys like Ronnie?
I know who you are, dude. What? Put it that way. Yeah, when Ronnie came to let me in, I was like, Ronnie, limo driver. Yeah, I mean, and this is. Am I going to hear it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, this is crazy. This is the absolute pinnacle of my career. I can't believe I'm here right now.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, the only thing I asked for like in my movie contract is like as far as like just a personal thing, is a car that has Sirius XM, so in between takes I can listen to Howard.
That's awesome.
And I have it on set, so I literally run, when they yell cut, I go in the car and listen to Howard, and no one...
And you just catch the replay at different points throughout
And I
the
just
day.
hear different chunks of the show, and I'll listen to like the intern show and all the like the after show and everything, like the fan roundtable and everything like that.
So you even go to like Howard 101 and
Oh,
you're
yeah.
all over that.
I'm like, yeah, I'm a true Howard enthusiast. Yeah,
That's really cool.
And everybody, I mean, I just like, I don't know. It's like hanging out with a group of really funny people, but you don't have to contribute at all to the conversation.
Right.
You know?
It's like hearing your friends get ripped on, but you don't have to do the ripping yourself.
Yeah, you know, or no one's making fun of you except for, I
Exactly.
guess, today maybe, if I go in there.
No, I think Howard digs you, man.
Oh, man,
I
well-
definitely think it's mutual.
This is really, really exciting. Out of all the shit I've ever done, this is my favorite. I mean, this is like the thing I woke up excited, like, let's go. I'm so excited. I mean, it's like, it's real early. In the
For you,
morning.
it's
Yeah.
probably like 4 a.m. So-
Yeah, I'm from LA. Yeah,
Right.
so it's early, but we've actually been traveling around the country and stuff. But yeah, dude, this is crazy. This is so bananas. Like, I can't believe I'm here.
Well, we're psyched to have you too, man.
Yeah. It's cool. Yeah.
So Moneyball's the new movie.
Yeah.
But I imagine you know the show so well. You're not going to just talk about Moneyball. You're going to talk about your life, Brad Pitt, everything, the whole deal.
I imagine it's gonna be a lot of stuff that does not have to do with me promoting a movie, but that's cool. That's why you come on this show. You don't come on to do some boring standard interview, you know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, man. We'll see you in a minute.
Brad, thanks a lot.
All right, Jonah Hill just got here, so I'm going to go in and prep Howard. He's got some wild stories. Dustin Hoffman's the one that discovered him. He used to do these poetry readings, like kind of tooling on poetry readings at this bar in the village, and Dustin Hoffman saw him and put him in a movie.
I think he was friends with Dustin Hoffman's kid.
Kids, right? He's passed on some great movies. I know when Seth Rogen was here, he said he passed on a role in Transformers. He helped write Bruno. His father was the tour accountant and business manager of Guns N' Roses, and his brother manages Maroon 5 now. He doesn't like Perez Hilton because he makes fun of him.
Okay.
That's it.
Real quick, let's hear from John Lieberman, and then we'll talk to Jonah Hill, who's in a new movie with Brad Pitt. Let's go to
Brad
John
Pitt's
Lieberman.
not coming.
No, Brad Pitt wasn't available. Jonah is, though. Don't tell me you're disappointed.
Well,
John Lieberman was hyped.
Jonah's coming in, not John
Jonas.
Lieberman.
All right, no John Lieberman. All right,
Yeah,
come on
I'm
in, John. I called. That's all right, Gary. You're right on top of things as usual. Hey, man, look at the new you.
Yeah, look at you. Where are you?
Look at you, man.
Hi there.
Hey, Robin, what's up? George Takei's here today. This is a
Takei.
friend. What's up,
It's
Takei? I'm sorry.
Takei.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Oh man, this
Yeah.
is really great.
You
This
got
is
me my
really
worst.
great.
I got a neck pain. I can hardly move my head.
Would you like a massage?
Yeah,
of
can you
some-
fix it? I mean, do you know anything about that?
I went to massage therapy school for
Did
quite
you?
a. No, I did not.
It's a good story, though.
It would have been. I would have been able to help you.
So, you know, this is weird. I was reading notes on you, and I think you've had a pretty spectacular career so far. How old are you now?
27.
27, and you got discovered by Dustin Hoffman?
Yes, that is correct.
That's pretty amazing. Like, you went to a poetry reading, which you'd think would be pretty lame and no one would discover you, but you went up...
You do poetry.
Well, it's a little more complex. I do not do poetry. No.
Well, you're a writer.
I'm a writer. Yeah, I came up as a writer, and I learned how to be an actor because I was like very bad at talking to actors.
Right.
And so they said you should take an acting class to learn how to speak to actors.
Right.
So, and that's where I loved I fell in love with acting through taking that class to become a better writer and
Right.
actor. And it's not as simple as like I walked in the bar and Dustin Hoffman was there like having a glass of brandy and was like, "You kid, get out to L.A."
Well,
Like,
Dustin Hoffman was there because Dustin Hoffman's kids...
I'm friends with his kids.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
And so he saw you performing poetry at the Poetry Read.
Well, they saw that, and that's how they thought I was really funny. But what I did for him was actually way funnier. Was I used to make these prank phone calls.
Yeah.
And he used to have me make these prank phone calls for him and call like
Oh,
other
really?
famous people and stuff like that.
Like, who did you call?
We called this one guy who owned all these hotels, like some super rich dude, and I pretended to be another guy who owned hotels and started talking shit to him. And he loved it. He thought it was so funny, so I made him this CD.
Where would you do this? Would you do this at Dustin's apartment? They make the phony phone calls, or would you do them?
Yeah, their house. Their family's like phenomenal.
So you would go over to Dustin's house. He'd say, "Hey, Jonah, I love your phony phone calls."
You go, call this person.
And he'd sit there.
I'd go in the other room. They'd all be in speaker in another room, and I'd be by myself. And prank phone calls, everyone jokes around. You guys, I've heard.
We love them.
But to me, it's the best improvisational exercise you could ever have. It's the most you could ever be in character. It sounds silly,
right.
But you really are playing a character, and you really are thinking on your toes more than you ever would in a scene.
Right. It's just amazing to me that Dustin Hoffman had a list of people he wanted you to do this to. And would they be vicious?
Is Dustin bored?
Would they be vicious
I'll
phone
tell you
calls?
a really funny story,
All
man.
right.
And this is funny because now I'm friends with Tobey Maguire.
Tobey Maguire, Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, yeah.
Right.
He's a really cool guy. But I obviously didn't know him when I was like starting out, and he was this big famous guy. So my biggest prank phone call I used to do that he used to Dustin loved, everyone, all my friends really loved was, and this was before Crank Yankers, so I think they did something similar. Not that they ripped off some 17-year-old kid that they never met.
Just a coincidence.
It was just a coincidence.
Right.
But the idea was you call and pretend to be a celebrity's assistant.
Right.
Okay? And to me, this is the funniest fucking thing you could ever do because people are nuts, and all they want to do is please celebrities. They don't care about anything in the entire world. So during Oscar season is when all the celebrities rush to L.A. and all the hotels are booked up. So I called this like really small hotel that would never have a celebrity, like a Roach Motel in Santa Monica. And I tell them Tobey Maguire's assistant. I'm 17 years old, and I recorded it. I have the recording and everything.
Right.
And so
you had the gift of gab, and also you had the ability to speak like an adult, right? Because that's how you have to pull these things off.
Yeah, you have to sound like you know what you're talking about. And that was originally how I knew I wanted to be a writer, because like people were like, man, that's funny. You can call the Domino's guy and keep him on the phone for 45 minutes
and make it interesting
and make a character, Right. So I call him, pretend to be Toby's assistant, and I go, hey, I'm an assistant to a pretty big celebrity, and it's Oscar season, everywhere's booked, we can't get anywhere. Toby would love to. He's chosen your hotel,
right?
And the guy, it's also like midnight on like a Tuesday, and the guy sitting behind the counter is like, "That's crazy. Okay, yes, that sounds great." And I'm like, "Whoa, slow down. Toby has some requests, okay?" Right. And he's like, "Well, like what?" And I'm like, first of all, he needs like a pretty large-sized aquatic tank assembled within the room." And the guy's like, okay. And he's like, why? And it basically kept on for 50 minutes and basically explained that Toby travels around with a baby seal everywhere. And the guy's like, and I'm like, what about the irrigation tubes? Like, how can we empty out the valves and everything? And the guy's like, I mean, we've never had a seal here before, but whatever Toby wants. And then it evolved, and me being dumb and 17 evolved to like, Toby likes to take jogs at like really late at night with like a pack of young children following him, like the Pied Piper, and so like the guy's like, sure, whatever you want. And the funny part is, a guy I know at that time played it for Toby, and he was like, what the fuck? And now we're friends, so it's all good. But
so Toby was pissed because now it's his name out there with you going around doing this shit, right?
Somebody thinks he likes to run with children.
Some idiot 17-year-old.
Yeah, but now he's
Dustin would hear these. So you would be doing these in his home, and Dustin would sit there and be entertained by you for hours. I mean, and it's the great Dustin Hoffman. So you probably.
Yeah, but I don't want to sound opportunistic. That's kind of my fear is like when you tell the story, it's like I truly am like great friends with his kids. I was with one of them last night. I grew up with them, so it's like it wasn't opportunistic in any way. I was just hanging out with them, and the parents are great, and they were around, so they were like,
and you probably
do this funny thing, like make us laugh.
Like I used to make phony phone calls, and my father, if he caught us, he would just beat the shit out of me. Like he was not going to be entertained.
I got in quite a bit of trouble. Yeah, it wasn't like
because I can't imagine. Like Dustin Hoffman was so cool. He was like, hey, yeah, I want to hear you guys making fun of it. I used to make phony phone calls for a living, doing them on the radio, and then when I caught my kids making phony phone calls, I didn't know whether to yell at them or praise them.
It's pretty hard to ground them.
Yeah, it was crazy. I think one time they like called Dial a Mattress. I go, that's my sponsor. You can't do
what
that.
If they found out Howard Stern's children are?
So like I'm yelling at them for something I do on the radio. So it was kind of confusing. So how does that work into a job? So Dustin Hoffman thinks you're a killer. You're great.
Yeah, he just goes. He's like, you should pursue acting, and I'm like, I wanted to write for The Simpsons. That was kind of like where my head was
That was the
at.
goal.
Yeah, that was the ultimate thing I could have done with my life.
Right.
And he was like, you should be an actor. You're really gifted. And I was like, just took it as a compliment, whatever. You know, it was like, thanks. You're the greatest, possibly the greatest actor ever.
Right.
To hear you say that is very encouraging.
Right, and he wasn't being just sort of blowing you off. He was like, he was sincere.
Well, he said it, but I was never going to be like, well, what do I do or anything. Like, honestly, like, I really need to stress you don't want to be opportunistic in scenarios like that. I'm friends with his kid's friendship was my.
Was it hard for you to make friends as a kid because you were an overweight kid, or were you a popular guy because you were so witty and funny? And
no, I was really popular.
You were really popular.
Yeah, I had a great I went.
But
through
you
a
weren't getting
period,
pussy in high school, were you?
I lost weight. I got kind of handsome in high school for a while, and I had a girlfriend and stuff.
Oh, so you got laid?
Well, that's a great story if you want to get into that.
Sure. Did you get laid in high school?
This is a fantastic story. No, I lost my virginity my first night. My parents dropped me off at college, but I'll go into why I didn't lose my virginity in high school, which is a very funny story. So I was always popular. There was a period in middle school where I was really angry that all my friends started to get a lot of girls,
right?
And I didn't because
somehow I know that feeling.
Yeah,
right.
But mine, I've never been an angry guy, but it manifested in anger.
Right.
And so I was kind of a dick for like a couple years, and then I got past it, and then I got kind of handsome in high school, and girls started to like me, and I got this really cute girlfriend. I was really psyched.
Right.
And
you're like, wow, I'm happening here.
I was like, this is cool, because
Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Los Angeles, California.
Los Angeles,
yeah, right in the middle of the city. So we had this plan that we're gonna like have sex on prom night, like a John Hughes movie or something.
Right.
I wanted, because I'm a huge girl and I wanted it to be special, and so we made this plan to do that.
Go to the prom and then bang at the hotel, or
well, bang, yeah.
Make love.
Make love.
Right. Make love in the car.
George,
maybe?
can you say make love?
Make love. Yes.
So we go and I get like blackout hammered with my friends, like real drunk, and we go back to my room. And I threw up into her mouth while we were
That's
and
disgusting.
she slept. So not only did I not have sex, but she slept with my friend's girlfriend, like in their room. So it cockblocked him as well.
Oh God!
And then my losing my virginity story is crazy.
Why couldn't it happen the next day?
I can't even be here for 4 minutes without divulging every piece of information.
Yeah, but why didn't you bang her like the next day?
She was sleeping in another room.
Honestly, we lived with our parents. Like it was like
it was prom night or no night.
No, it was not even that. It just circumstantially, it never like came to fruition.
How far did you get with her? Did she give you a hand job?
Yeah.
Oh, she did. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So you'd had a hand job.
Come on, Howard.
All right. Oh, hey, listen. I don't know what your story is. We're just trying to feel each other out.
Trying to see what the kids were doing back
That's
then.
right. Yeah, sure. What are you kids up to? So you go to college. The first night of college, you get laid?
Yeah.
Look at you. What college did you go to?
I went to Boulder for one semester. I wouldn't call it going to college.
Boulder's not a college, is it?
Honestly, it's just like a drug and snowboarding factory.
Were you a bad student? Is that why you had to go to Boulder?
Well, no, I was so man, I'll tell you, during this angry, fucked up period during like 7th, 8th, 9th grade, I went to this school that I didn't really like very much.
Right.
And I was going through a hard time personally with like my mom was sick or whatever.
Right.
And
she die?
No, she's alive. She's
okay,
all healthy, thank God. And I was like bummed that I wasn't getting any girls, and I was a dick.
Right.
And so I did really poorly in school. And then I went to this other school, made all my best friends, got straight A's.
Right.
But my 9th grade grades were literally Fs.
Right.
So I got like A's and then all Fs, and it all factored together to like a 3.0 as opposed to like a 4.0.
So for you, it's Boulder.
So I get into Boulder. All my friends are going to like fucking Georgetown and shit. And I'm going to Boulder.
It's embarrassing.
And I get there. I'll get to the good stuff. Don't worry. So I get there. My parents are there. It's the first night. Like, my parents aren't leaving for like 3 days.
Right, they're going to hang out. They really are into you.
Yeah, my parents like me a lot.
Right, right.
We're real tight.
They're going to college with you.
Yeah. And I remember I smoked cigarettes at this point, and I really didn't want to go to Boulder, and I was like, you guys are making me go to college. I just want to write comedy. Leave me the fuck alone. Like, this rebellious thing. And they were like, you're going to college, blah, blah, blah. And I go, and my parents, I like secretly smoked cigarettes.
Right.
And I was like, well, guess what? I fucking pulled out a cigarette at the airport. It was like, I smoke cigarettes. And my mom was like, put that shit out. She like fucking almost snatched it in my face off. So whatever, we get to Boulder, and I go out and I'm like, I don't know any of these people. I don't snowboard. I've never been in the cold weather before.
Yeah, you're not a Boulder guy.
I'm not a Boulder. I'm way too like anxious and want my life to get started to be here.
Right.
And everyone's just the most mellow party animal you've ever seen in your life.
It's a bunch of slackers.
People, this dude just, I get to my dorm and that guy just hands me a bottle of Southern Comfort.
Wow.
And is like, here you go, man. So I get real drunk and I meet this girl and she looks like real good to me from what I'm, because college you can really reinvent yourself.
Yeah. Right.
I was kind of like, I was in a band, like I kind of looked a little cool. I was like handsomer at this time.
You weren't heavy at that point?
I wasn't heavy at that point,
Nice.
so I was like, I was feeling like real good. So I meet this girl and it's on and we like have sex, right?
Just like that.
Like, yeah, it just
But
goes
you were
down.
drunk.
I was drunk, so I don't remember it. And I mean, I remember it, but I remember it actually.
You put it in and you come in like 2 seconds?
Probably. I imagine it wasn't a long affair.
Yeah, right. I know the feeling. I still do that.
So I wake up and I'm like, oh man, there's like this hot kind of girl next to me. And I later learned that this was not a sign that you should be with someone if they have she had a Playboy insignia, like not tanned, like, you know what I mean? Like, so everywhere her body was tanned except for the Playboy insignia on her.
That's an odd girl, right?
Well, it's just
That's
not
scary.
odd, but it's like, it's not like, hey, this wasn't her first time doing this.
Right. And what's she doing with the Playboy insignia
That's
anyway?
what I'm saying, yeah.
She's trying to be a playmate. Yeah.
Right.
So we wake up. My roommate's freaked the fuck out. He's an ROTC guy. Who's
He
not
probably
yet-
thinks you're a stud.
He thinks I'm like awesome, but also like he just wants to do homework and be in the ROTC.
Did you think college was going to be like this every day now? Were you under that impression since you had never been to college before? You were probably like, wow, you go to school and you get laid every night.
Honestly, that's
Yeah.
kind of what Boulder is like. Like, honestly, the guys I know who I got the fuck out of there because I'm like, I need to get a job and like start being a man, or I'm going to be a drug addict and a crazy person. And a lot of dudes I know who stayed there
Are drug
they
addicts.
chill
You're
out
crazy.
in Boulder and they trip balls like every day.
Wow.
And
You
so
still-
my
you-
parents show up.
Yeah.
It's like 8 a.m. the next day, and there's a knock on the door. My parents show up to take me to breakfast.
And they see the
and there's
girl?
this fucking girl, the Playboy bunny thing, like naked in my bed.
Your old man must have been, wow.
Well, no, they didn't see. I was like, I was like, Mom, go get a cup of coffee or something. I'm like, hey, you gotta get out of here. Like, this isn't cool. My parents aren't into me bedding weirdos.
Who knew you were such a stud, my friend?
I did okay.
You know, you get the image in the movies and on these
Yeah.
TV shows and things that you're like this, the nerd or the nebbish, you know? And
I've always been good at talking to people. I think you probably, I mean, not that you are a nerd in any way. I don't
am.
I don't view you in that, I don't view you in that way. That's not what I was saying. But
I'm a nebbish.
But the gift of gab, being funny, like that's a very powerful thing.
It somehow wasn't powerful enough to get me laid, but yes, it is powerful. You're
But
right.
also, I wasn't a bad-looking guy, and I got heavier, and then I got cast in all these movies.
Why did you get so heavy? What happened there?
I think that's an honest question. I mean, I think that's not something I'm afraid to talk to or whatever about.
Were you depressed?
I think it was just like anxiety,
right?
And like I really am focused and motivated guy. And
what were you eating? Were you eating McDonald's? And that
honestly,
kind of
I never learned about nutrition. Really.
Right, me
This
too.
was the
I got
first time
heavy
I
at a point in
learned
my
about
life.
nutrition. Did you really?
Yeah, and I thought nutrition meant instead of eating like 5 pieces of fried chicken, you should only eat 2. Like I didn't
Yeah.
understand the concept of nutrition.
So when I eventually went to this nutritionist guy, his really insightful point of why I think he goes, what did you write down your 5 favorite foods that you go on the island or whatever, and it was like the menu of a 6-year-old's birthday party. It was the most pathetic
M&Ms.
fucking thing. It was like fucking chicken fingers and mac and cheese, and he's like, look at this, because this is what a 6-year-old eats. You're an adult
Is that what you
man.
would eat? Would you eat like chicken
I would
fingers?
fucking, it would fucking be the dumbest. I lived like think about this. I became successful at 21, 22 years old.
The first thing you were in was a Judd Apatow project,
well,
right?
I've been in other movies, but like
Right.
Dustin had got me in I Heart Huckabees, and I, but the big breakthrough was Superbad, right?
Right,
That's
sure.
like that for me was like
With Seth Rogen.
where Seth wrote it, with Evan
Right.
Goldberg, and we were all like really close friends, and
Right.
it was a really joyous experience. But I became successful 21, 22 years old.
Right.
My friends were in college. I lived like a frat guy. I didn't
How'd
have
you
a
get-
nice place or
Right,
anything.
right.
Seth and I lived in the same apartment. We fucking had a bong was our like lamp. He moved out and I moved into the apartment.
So you were in Boulder.
You know.
You transferred to a good college, and then how
New
soon?
school here in New York,
New school in New York, and then how soon do you start getting acting jobs while you're in college?
No, well, what happened was I got, so then Dustin, so it was like I go home, he gives me this compliment,
Right.
and then he calls me one day and he's like, I'm interning for my friend's older brother.
Right.
I was making boxes for him. He worked at like a music company. It was like me and like 10 dudes in a basement making boxes.
And you get this call
would get
from Dustin Hoffman.
so high every day at work.
Oh, dear.
All you had to do was just fold boxes. It was like the dumbest job ever.
What would you do? Weed?
Yeah, no, I don't do like real drugs.
You're not
and
into
shit.
coke?
No,
Never tried it?
No, I never. Hey man, I've tried shit.
That's all right.
I don't know.
Acid? You ever just take a trip?
No, I never have. It's not honestly like the
bad
only
shit.
drugs I've ever done that I enjoyed were weed and mushrooms, like once every 2 years.
You never did ludes. You never did hash oil. You never did.
I don't think ludes was my like generation. I don't
see.
think.
Yeah, that was my
even
generation.
make that anymore,
like
right?
everyone who speaks of them when you
Yes.
talk to someone of that generation, they say like ludes were. That's what I liked.
Yeah.
I'm like. That sounds cool to me, but I don't even know if that exists anymore. Like
They
I've
really
never
don't.
heard of that,
Well, never mind.
They
that.
were
But
so
anyway,
good they stopped
yeah,
making them.
That's right. They used to make them and they stopped. They like
Yeah.
disappeared.
They're like, this shit's too good.
and they were 25 cents a
People
piece.
everyone's gonna be just on this shit all the
I mean, they
time.
were 25 cents a piece. Even in college, I could afford those. And I was taking way too many. But
Drugs were never like my big deal.
Yeah, I'm a big anti-drug guy because I did acid and all that, and it was a bad experience.
It's
Very
not for me.
dangerous.
Honestly,
Right.
food was more my like
Your drug.
my like thing I had a problem with. So Dustin calls me one day and he's like, "Hey, I want you to come to this house in Brentwood right now
Right.
and meet me and some people." So I never thought he was gonna like, actually reach out in a meaningful way. I thought he
Sure.
would just pay me a nice compliment, maybe some motivation.
Right.
But he went the extra mile and was like, "Come meet me at this house." So I go to my boss and I'm like, "Yo, I gotta leave right now."
Right. Dustin Hoffman needs me.
And he's like, "Where are you going?" And it's like, it's like the middle of the day. I'm like, "I just gotta go. I don't really know if I could tell you without sounding ridiculous or anything." Like I didn't tell him I wanted to be an actor or anything
Right.
like that. And so he's like, "Well, what are you doing?" I'm like,
I would have been like, "Hey, listen, son, these boxes need to be made." Fuck Dustin Hoffman.
He actually had a good joke because I was like, I got to go meet Dustin Hoffman at this house right now.
Yeah.
And he said, "Yeah, I'm meeting Christopher Walken at Starbucks." and I was like, "All right, man. Well, I'm fucking getting out of here, man. I'm leaving." So I left, and I go in this house. I literally, no one answers the door. I open the door, and it's Dustin, David O. Russell.
Wow.
Jude Law, Naomi Watts,
Oh, my goodness.
Mark Wahlberg,
Wow.
Lily Tomlin, Jason Schwartzman.
All standing in the
all
house.
sitting around like reading the script for this movie they're about to
Right.
do.
Right.
And they're listening to my prank call CD.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. When I get in there, I'm 18, 19 years old. I'm like
Flipping out.
I'm not even flipping out. I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, how did I get here?
Yeah, what am I
like,
supposed to do here?
Like, I literally was folding a box.
Yeah.
for an hour
2 minutes ago.
Literally was folding a box. Why am I in this room with these folks? And then David O. Russell was like, "Dustin, this is the guy you're telling me about." And he was like, "Yeah." And we went in the room and talked. He's like, "I want you to come and audition for this movie tomorrow."
Wow.
I stayed up all night.
You practiced your lines.
I practiced. I studied acting, so I like knew I had auditioned for plays and stuff. And,
Right.
I go in and I audition, and it was awful. And
Was it?
Yeah, it was awful. I didn't have an agent. I didn't have
Right.
anything like that, and I was nervous.
Right.
And they called me and they're like, "You got like this part. It's a couple lines. It's nothing much, but
Right.
it's your foot in the door." And
Wow. I mean, did you blow Dustin for that? I mean, you must have been like out of your
I
mind.
genuinely thank him very profusely. Like
Right.
I don't because
What
you
a
know,
great guy to give you that kind of break that he was
he's
that
a wonderful
generous.
man. And to me, it's just separately as I learn more about cinema or not cinema. I sound like a douche, but like I learn more about like classic movies and stuff.
Right.
I really understood, because at that time I was young. I don't think I'd seen Dustin. It was probably like Hook.
Right.
I hadn't seen The Graduate or like Midnight Cowboy.
You didn't
or
know anything about this
Yeah,
guy.
I didn't see Marathon Man. So you know, Tootsie. So as I grew older, like Dustin and Bill Murray are like the two guys who are my heroes because
Sure.
they do comedy and drama both so
Right.
seamlessly.
You'd
so
love to have a career like that, right?
That's what I'm
the
trying to
goal.
do, you know.
Right,
So
right.
it is ironic that it ended up being Dustin, and he, for some reason,
He took a liking to you.
Yeah, man,
All
it's
based on
just-
phony phone calls. You know, my parents used to say phony phone calls were a bad thing. I think they're a good thing.
Look at this guy got a whole career out
You're
of
not
it.
kidding. Phony phone calls. Case closed.
You know, Sal is back there creaming now. You know, Jonah made such a big step
Can I meet Richard and
after-
Sal when I leave?
I heard that the only movies, you're a pretty normal guy, that when you go to these movie sets, you know, you're all business. You don't make a lot of demands. You're not a Hollywood
Can I tell you
guy.
about this, please?
Yes.
I know you're going to say.
Go ahead.
I make one demand in my contract.
Go ahead.
That I have an automobile on set with Sirius XM so I can listen to the Howard Stern show.
That's something else.
In
Is that
between
right?
takes. And I'll tell you even furthermore, I'm not coming here and kissing your ass. I'm not like here to
No, say something
say
nice.
that.
I need it.
No joke. It's in my contract that I have a car. My assistant's outside. She'll tell you we have traded in cars because they didn't have satellite radio.
I like this.
Because let me tell you, in between takes, not even in between setups or scenes or anything, in between takes, because to me it is the most calming thing. A movie set can be very chaotic. People
Right.
also want to talk to you
Yes.
a lot, like, and you're trying to kind of stay in what you're doing.
Right.
So I go in and I listen, and no one, if you're listening to it, no people, you're focused on something.
Don't you need to sit between takes to focus on your lines, though?
I do.
Are you easy to memorize?
I
mean,
memorize them the night before, and I work on everything. I prepare ahead of time, so by the time I get there,
How long does it take to learn a long monologue? That must be a bitch. I think that's the biggest negative. Acting wouldn't even be hardly work if you didn't have to memorize all that crap.
To me, it's the memorization part's real. I'm really good at that kind of stuff. It's about just making it feel real after doing it once.
Right.
Right. But to the thing that I was talking about. It's like hanging out with a group of friends being funny, but you don't have to contribute to the conversation at all.
Right. Let them do the work.
Yeah, it's like when you're with your friends, like you got to chime in here, you got to be funny sometimes. Like
So
I
what-
get to hang out with you guys and not have to contribute at all.
So what I'm learning is you're a big enough star to demand Sirius in the car.
It's my only thing. I'm not. Come on, look at me, man. I'm not a diva or ask
But
for
when you
anything,
demand this, they go, "Hey, what the fuck is with you, kid?"
No, they go, thank God he's not asking for a fucking trailer the size of a building.
That's
you know?
right,
Or
that's
like,
true.
how good he's not asking for more. You know, for me, it's not about fancy stuff. It's about stuff that makes you work the hard.
So
If
after
I
you
can-
do I Heart Huckabees,
Yeah.
what happens? How do you get super bad and get in with all those guys? How does that all happen?
This is funny. So I go back to New School after
Right.
doing Huckabees, thinking my shit don't stink, man.
Right.
I go in there like I just got in a movie. I'm in my acting class. My acting teacher's giving me notes. I'm like, fuck you. Tell me notes.
I'll give you notes.
Yeah, I just worked with David O. Russell. Who the
Right.
fuck are you? You know, so like I think I had an inflated sense of really where I was at
Right.
in my career.
Right.
Because I figured you're in a movie, you're a movie star.
That's right.
Right?
Sure.
So I go back to college and I go there for a semester and I'm like, fuck this noise, and I drop out. My poor parents are very, my dad's an accountant.
Right.
So
you drop out and they're freaking
they're
out.
freaking out. Yeah, they're legitimately freaking out.
No.
Everyone in my family has a crazy work ethic.
You
so.
dropped out because you figured, well, after I Heart Huckabees, I'm going to my career.
Here's the honest truth. It wasn't about a big head. Honestly, it was, I'm 18 years old. If I try this for 5 years, I'll be 23 and can still go back to college.
Right.
That was my rationale
Right.
of doing it.
Well, it makes sense.
So do it while you're young,
Right.
right? So I do it. My poor parents freak out, but they were cool. And I don't work for 2 years.
No break, nothing.
I'm applying for jobs at like Domino's. I'm in.
They're like,
So-
you idiot.
They're like, you blew it.
Right.
Because the movie comes out, I'm in it for 2 seconds. It's
Right.
not like it's like some standout thing. So I have, but I'm making friends who are wanting to do the same thing that I'm doing.
Sure.
That's what you do.
Making
You
connections.
You form a community. You
Right.
form friendships. So I'm a young actor struggling. There's a few other guys that are struggling, but we all have the same taste.
Right.
So I'm in a movie theater, and I'm seeing a movie, and I'm sitting behind Seth. And
Seth Rogen.
And his buddy, Krumholtz, Dave Krumholtz, is from Numbers. He's a good buddy of ours.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
He's sitting there, and we have a mutual friend. So I'm like, hey, man, I'm Jonah. We have a mutual friend. He's like, oh, cool. And he's like, hey, this is my friend Seth. Hey, Seth, what's up, man? How's it going? And we fucking become friends.
and so a partnership is formed.
And not a partnership because he has a writing partner, Evan,
Right.
but I'd say there's a group of people like Paul Rudd, myself, Seth,
who all started hanging out.
Jason Segel,
Right.
who all started hanging out, and Judd being the leader of all of this, obviously, the Peter Pan, if you will.
Sure.
Who believed that we can make different kinds of comedies than were being made if we ever had the power. And Judd was the only one who it looked like was ever going to have any power.
Because he could write.
Because he had some success. I mean, he wrote for Larry Sanders. He wrote, some of the Larry Sanders to me is the ultimate thing you could strive for comedically.
That's right.
Because it had a tone of honesty and drama with the comedy.
It was amazing.
It's a masterpiece.
Right.
Hank Kingsley is the greatest character in the world. Exactly.
Right,
Yeah.
yes.
So that's the kind of shit I liked. I liked stuff that was a little more rooted in reality and not like a dude
hooking up
running
with-
into a glass window.
So a random meeting in a movie theater leads to this incredible career
and then a
field.
week later, they call me and say, do you want to audition for One Line in the 40-Year-Old Virgin?
Right.
As the eBay store guy. And the line was written as, can I buy a skateboard?
Yeah.
And I go, sure, man. I know Seth now a little bit. I call Seth and say, hey, I'm going to come in and read or whatever. We're all trying to make it. Like, no one's made it yet.
So you guys were unusual, too, because...
Judd hadn't made it.
Yeah, but you guys were unusual because you guys are very natural on screen. One thing I'll say about you and Seth and Judd's kind of comedy, it's all very kind of natural. It doesn't feel forced.
But that's why people assume we're our characters. That's kind of where that thing comes into play.
Yeah, you pull it off.
Well, I appreciate that.
So things start to break for you. Now, are you becoming do you start getting laid like a high caliber type of woman when what? Superbad comes out?
That is the turning point.
It's the turning point. You start to meet like really, a whole different level of girls, right?
It's not even a level. It's just like come on. I don't want to lump us together, but my point of view is a guy like me at that point has to work really fucking hard at being funny and like really putting in time. We're talking dates before any sort of physical thing comes into play.
Right. You got to really prove yourself.
You really have to prove that you're like worthy of. They're willing to overlook the obvious shit to be with you, right?
But then when Superbad comes out,
Superbad was. I feel a lot right now with Moneyball coming out how I felt when Superbad was coming out.
That'll take you to another level because Brad Pitt is in it.
Because it's a big drama and it's starring Brad Pitt and me and Philip Seymour Hoffman and people actually like it and aren't like laughing me off the screen. It's a totally.
Did you feel that with Superbad? Did you know ahead of time that it was going to be big?
When we were making it, the extras on set thought we were making a straight to DVD movie.
Oh, they did.
Because it was not a very cheap movie.
Right.
Judd was not Judd. It was so funny when Judd became Judd.
All right.
We watched Judd became Judd.
He wasn't the director-writer that he was.
40-Year-Old Virgin was like this movie that no one thought I think they got shut down their first week and then brought back to life.
40-Year-Old Virgin didn't appear to be some big, giant, super success.
Yeah, Steve Carell. I remember I knew who Steve Carell was because I'm a fucking dweeb, but it's not like people knew who Steve was and on a major scale. They knew he was funny.
So Judd becomes Judd. Judd gets Superbad.
Judd
puts you in Superbad.
Yeah.
And tell me about the pussy. I mean,
okay,
does it come
let's
like
get to the good
crazy?
stuff.
Yeah, let's get to the good stuff.
Okay, my apologies. So Superbad, we're making it. Michael Cera and I we're best friends. Seth, we're all, and it was all of our college experience.
Right.
That's kind of a fun thing we never talked about was making of Superbad. None of us went to college really or finished. I didn't. Right. So this was our college. We would have these crazy fucking parties while we were making it.
Really?
Yeah, we had played this game called Edward 40 Hands. You ever heard of this game?
No.
Evan, Evan Goldberg, Seth's writing partner. You ever heard?
I don't know him,
he
but
wrote
Seth
Superbad.
told me about him. Yeah,
he's a great guy. One of the fucking. When people say people like the husband because they really like the wife?
Right.
That's like Evan to Seth. I always joke around. You like Seth because Evan's the best guy.
So what is the game? What is the game you guys play?
Edward 40 Hands, where you tape 40 ounces of malt liquor to your hands, you duct tape them, and you can't take them off until they're both empty.
Oh.
So lots of dudes piss their pants during this game. It's really an advantage if you have a girlfriend who's willing to take your penis out of your pants to pee for you.
Right.
I invented a system with a little string where you down 140, then there's a string, and you use the empty 40 to pull down the zipper and then maneuver your penis out of your pants.
With the bottle?
with the empty bottle.
So
then
you're
we
an
just
innovator.
casually sip the next one. Yeah,
Right.
I'm like,
You're the man.
I'm like
You guys really were a
He's
waste
like
of
an
space.
inventor.
Yeah,
Yes.
we were really fucking idiots, and
Right.
it was so fun. It
And
was,
yet being idiots is exactly what went into the movie.
yeah, Emma Stone's there, and she's 17, and me, and Michael Cera, and
All hanging
Rudd's
out.
around, and Siegel's, everyone's just around. None of us
Right.
had fucking jobs. Like when Judd was making these movies, Pineapple Express, I would help them write. I would sit on set and write because I didn't
How
have
would you make
job.
a living, though?
I fucking lived with my parents.
Wow.
It was miserable.
Oh, my God.
God damn, dude.
And would
it
they
was
say to you every
terrible.
day, what are you doing?
They said there's this fucking 40-year-old guy who wants to fuck our son. Like, I always joked with Judd, like my parents think you're some weird pedophile. Like, why do you like me? They don't understand why you like me.
Your parents must have, I bet privately, were like, I think he might really be on the road to disaster. I mean,
Yes,
he's not going
yes.
anywhere.
And my
Yeah.
dad and I had a very tough conversation recently, which is it was a beautiful conversation.
Right.
And he was like, there was a moment, your mom was really supportive of, she knew you weren't going to fit in the normal path.
Right.
I'm an accountant. I went to school for accounting.
Right. And he took a very traditional path, and he probably wanted that for you.
And he said, I was very concerned, I just didn't know if you'd be like,
Yeah.
nothing, or like even be able to support yourself, or
It's true.
If you'd ever leave home.
It's
So when does the
frightening.
pussy come? Tell me about
fuck
Superbad.
all this stuff. Let's get
Yeah,
to the pussy.
Superbad comes out.
Superbad. The day Superbad comes out, Michael Cera and I spend every moment together. We're
Right.
best friends.
And you're not guys who got laid a lot.
No, man.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, that's somehow I thought.
Not even making the movie. You're like, I'm making a movie. Please sleep with me. No, it's no,
You didn't even fuck
I
the
don't believe
extras.
you. I don't
Right.
believe you. No, I don't believe you.
Okay.
So, and I've had girlfriends during various points in these things. So, Michael and I I lived in Seth's old apartment. He moves out. I move in. Michael, Cera, and I spend every day there. We walk around there. It was right by Canner's Deli, like in the middle of the city.
How did you
LA.
have money? Did they pay you for Superbad? Did they give
I
you
had
some
enough
money?
to get this apartment.
Enough, yeah,
enough
right.
to get my own apartment.
Right.
And after Superbad, but it hadn't come out. So Michael and I walk around every day talking about bullshit that 20-year-old guys talk about.
Right.
I remember I bought a newspaper, August 17th, 2007, was literally just the craziest day. I mean, it was a day Superbad came out.
Yeah.
And it started to get crazy when like billboards were around, but people didn't know what it was. Like it was just weird. My friends were like, "I saw a fucking billboard of you, like on a whole building." Like,
But it doesn't make any sense.
doesn't make any sense.
And you're walking around the building and
Yeah.
it's a
Right.
dilapidated apartment and you're on a billboard.
Yeah, I literally a billboard above my shitty fucking apartment. They really put it above there, and it wasn't getting me laid. So the movie, I'm like, look outside the fucking window. No, so Mike and I go outside my apartment, we're playing video games, we go get a bite to eat, and I'm not kidding you. It was like what you see like Beatlemania on
Wow.
TV. Like when we're together.
It really clicked for the women. They understood who you were. They did.
It wasn't even from a female. It was just people would go fucking nuts when they saw us. Like, and Chris
McLovin.
Forget about his life. His life. I mean,
Does McLovin get laid a lot now? I mean, does he?
Yeah, I made sure to get him
Really?
laid on that tour.
So you start to get
my
laid.
main job on the Superbad tour
Yeah.
was the fucking best thing ever.
You mean promotional tour?
The promotional tour.
Because why? People knew
because
about
the
you.
movie fucking ruled.
Right.
Right? Like, and I don't want to sound like a douche, but it like played great. It
Right.
played like a rock concert.
People love it.
So we walk in and do Q&As. It was like after a rock concert. We
Yeah.
just made them laugh for an hour and a half.
Right. And
we're
so
going
do
down
you?
to colleges.
So when do you start getting like? Did you ever get a twosome, a threesome?
So
or what
here's
do you call
the deal.
it?
So the movie comes out,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And the next day they ship us to. We just become famous, and I'm like, yes. And the next day they ship us to Europe where we're not famous anymore.
Oh, your
The
whole
next
mojo.
day.
Your whole
I'm
mojo.
like, give me a week. Give me a fucking week.
You want it?
Yeah.
There's an
Yeah.
opportunity here.
You want to use your superpower.
I'm like, shit, I just won the lottery and you guys are making me move to a place where currency has no value anymore? Like
So when you go to Europe, you're not known.
But then, luckily, we go to England.
Yes.
And the movie opens the weekend we get there at number one. And it's
Perfect.
like an explosion. And we're in a different country. And we're exotic for some reason because we're like American actors.
Right.
And we're there. The night we get there, we're like all surreal. We didn't know famous people and shit. We were insulated in our world.
Right.
And so we get there and we're on the same floor as all the High School Musical kids, right?
Oh, my.
And so they get us tickets to see Prince.
Why?
And I invite the High School Musical kids. I'm like, I'm gonna get these kids fucked up, like, you know what I mean, like, and you know, I'm like, because I'm the lead, I'm 21. Right. Everyone else is like 18. You know? So like, I can buy booze. I can.
You're
like,
the leader.
I've been to college.
You're the man.
I'm like, I know how to have a good time. Yeah.
So did you bang all the high school students?
No. None of the High School Musical kids, but I definitely got them blackout drunk. I got them all drunk. I don't care what any of them say, all those little Disney kids.
Did you start to have threesomes and all this kind of thing?
I definitely started getting a lot more sexual attention than I ever could have imagined would happen in my life. And it was... Right. A friend of mine actually told me a story, which has really resonated with me, which was he was a really big guy. He was a really overweight guy, right? Yeah. And he lost all this weight in college. And he became really handsome. And I'm not saying this is to me at all. This has nothing to do with my situation at all.
Right.
I'm just saying a parallel story. And all the women who were mean to him gave him attention all of a sudden.
Yes.
And it fucked him up. And it gave him a complex because he's like, I hate you guys.
Right.
You only like me because I'm handsome now.
Right.
So for me, it was a little bit of like
you were angry.
I was a little angry.
Like, you girls never paid attention.
You're the
all of a
same
sudden,
guy.
I was the same dude August 16th that I was August 17th.
See, I never had that problem. I just, I was never angry with the girls. I just took advantage of whatever I could.
You're still angry with girls who didn't sleep with you in high school.
What's the matter with you?
Yeah, no, and it wasn't anger. It wasn't anger towards the girls. It was just like, I don't know. Like, I had some fun. I went around the country. I got laid a lot. Right. I experienced
You did a country tour and you laid somebody in every state.
I just had some fun. Like, I treated it like, I even talked to my dad. I was like, Dad, and my dad's like the greatest guy.
What was your dad like? Hey, you better wear a rubber.
He was just like, have some fun.
Right.
He's like, this is a rare opportunity in someone's life. Like, have some fun. Don't settle down like right this second.
Right.
Because he knows me. I'm going to find the first fucking person who will marry me. And
well, what about that? So you're still with the same girlfriend?
Yeah, I've had a girlfriend like on and off for 4 years.
On and off?
What is the on and off?
When Superbad came out, we were off. She knows. I cleared all this with her.
Right.
Yeah.
So you're back with her now?
Yeah, we're dating, yeah.
Is that who's out in the green room with you? Is that your girlfriend?
No, my assistant, Catherine.
Oh, assistant. I heard she's hot.
She's really cool.
Yeah, you're not banging her?
No.
What do you mean, no?
She's like my sister, man.
Well, maybe if Moneyball hits, you'll get her.
I'll get a chance.
Yeah, right, get a chance.
She listens to the show. She before didn't know about the show. Now she knows who, like, she's singing cocaine. She knows everything.
So this girl that you're dating now, I mean, is this your fiance?
No.
You're too young, right?
But how did you, I mean, where did she come in? Was she a college girlfriend?
Oh, we grew up in L.A., and it's funny how we met, actually.
Did she not pay attention to you in high school?
No.
She's
the shit. She's the shit. She puts up with all this fakakta job, as they say. Right? And it's funny how we met, because my friend dated, basically had sex and screwed over all of her friends. Like 5 of them. Made them all like hate each other. And I was always with her, next to her, while he was like dating each one of their friends down the line. So finally we were just like, oh, I guess we should date. You know?
So you think you're going to marry this one? I mean, no more pussy for you? I mean, this is it?
I don't know, man.
I mean, you're on a roll.
She's
I mean,
a good lady.
You're in movies with Brad Pitt. Did you see Angelina Jolie on the set?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, their whole family.
Did you ever beat off to her or anything?
I did not. No.
Really, I would. If I met her, I'd beat off to her. I'd beat off on her.
They are, honestly, man. They are the kind of people. Brad. I mean, I don't know her as well, but Brad I know very well at this point.
Yes.
And he's the kind of guy.
He must love getting high with you. He loves the weed.
I don't know about that.
Well, what do you mean you don't know about it? He'll tell you.
He loves.
You smoke weed with him?
I have not smoked weed with him, no.
Oh, come on.
Genuinely.
You're not a friend.
I would tell you.
He loves hash. He loves it all.
I would tell you. Honestly, this movie was not like the kind of movie where you like smoke weed.
It wasn't super bad.
It's not a weed movie.
Yeah. It's a serious movie, and honestly, I was like real focused, and he was
He's
real
got
focused.
too many kids, though, right? I mean, it's ridiculous.
They are so cool. I mean, I don't know how
kids.
there's a lot of kids, but honestly, their family. I was going to say about him was he is legit. Like everyone wants to kiss each other's ass. You come in here, say your co-star's nice, or some big famous guy's nice. He is the shit, man. He is so cool, so funny. Like,
didn't pull any bullshit with you.
No
didn't try
bullshit,
to yell at
man.
you or say, "Hey,
Nothing,
you're not professional."
Dude. He fought
like
for me to get the part. Like, I was not the obvious choice to be in this like
Who in
drama.
Hollywood is not the shit? Who's a real asshole?
That's a dangerous question, man.
Who's a real asshole?
I'll tell you what. I've been really lucky, man. I've been really lucky.
You haven't met any assholes? Is that what you're
You've met a few assholes.
Yeah, I've met some assholes.
Who is a real asshole?
You know what?
to you?
I don't talk shit because no one's ever been outwardly mean to me.
But what did this person do to you? That you have someone in mind. What did they do to you to make them assholes?
You're like a wizard, man.
No, I'm not trying to be a wizard. I'm curious. What did
Here
somebody
you go,
do?
laying those traps.
But seriously, who?
It's like chess. I know you love chess. It
Yes.
really is like chess. Like he's making a move now that will get me.
I
You have
don't
my
wanna
queen in your crosshairs right now.
I don't want to be devious, but what was the type of behavior that got you kind of crazy?
Look, I'm not a dick. I treat people.
I know,
with
that's what I'm
respect.
saying. So
But I'm
what-
saying people treating people with disrespect, like not treating your crew nicely. You know.
You see people who actively go up to someone who's maybe a grip or somebody
Don't
like that.
know someone's. You're the director of the movie. You don't know someone's name after
Right.
3 months.
That's not
like,
right.
You scumbag.
That's-
Yeah, man.
You're right. You're right.
Treat people with. They're working hard to make you look good.
Right.
Don't treat them like shit. That's bullshit, man.
Do you want to make any kind of statement that the terrorists attacked us because we attacked them first?
That'll get you a lot of publicity, apparently.
If you do that, you'll really get some publicity for the movie.
I have nothing to say.
You don't know anything about that. You're not a political
Not
guy.
with a 10-foot fucking pole, man.
You're leaving that shit alone.
Keep it in my brain.
In other words, you don't want to end up back in your parents' bedroom
Hey,
living
listen,
with them.
man. I actually am living with them right now.
Are you living with them? Why don't you have your own place?
I do. It's been being built for a fucking year and a half. These scumbags. I'm living in my childhood bedroom like a schmuck.
They told you it would take 6 months, and now it's taken a year and a
like
half.
2 years, man.
So you're back with your
I
parents.
go there. It looks like nothing's happened. I literally go there. I'll go away for 3 months, make a movie, come back, and there's a new tree or something.
Did
and
you say to
there's
the
just
guy?
guys hanging out, eating sandwiches.
Do
It
you
looks
ask
like
the guy
fun.
what's going on? When is it going to be done?
Yeah,
me an
I'd say,
ETA.
hey man, I'd like to live somewhere.
Yeah, right.
You know, that'd be
I'd like to
nice.
put my stuff in this place.
I'd like to move out of my parents' home. I'm a star.
Is that the coolest thing you were
I'd
able
like to take a
Is that-
shower without my fucking mom banging on the door asking what I'm doing today.
Is that the
You know?
coolest thing about making some dough and becoming a big star, getting your own place, being able to afford a nice house? Is that the big item, the big ticket item? You
No,
bought?
the
What, are
big
you a
ticket
car guy?
item. The big ticket item is making cool movies.
Cool movies.
As
you
freedom
love
of
it.
choice.
Right.
And I gotta
Right.
tell you, freedom of choice is everything, man. That to me is like. There's no house or car that will bring me inner peace. It's
But
just I
freedom
know
of
that
choice,
about myself.
You
like,
turned down. Didn't you also turn down a role on Transformers?
That's true. Yes.
You
yes.
and Seth, right? Both turned down
No,
roles.
Seth didn't.
He
He just
did.
talked about it about me turning it down publicly.
Oh,
and
that's
fucking
what it
pissed
was.
everybody off. Yeah.
Right. But you
Fucking
turned that
asshole.
down because you said, hey, man, I can afford now to turn something like that down, and I don't think it's right for my career.
I just, honestly, like, I love Michael Bay. I love fucking Bad Boys. It's one of my favorite movies, you know? Like, I love all that stuff. People made a bigger deal about it than it was. It was just, they gave me a ticking clock, and I called my brother, and I said, they want me to be in Transformers. Everyone's saying to do it. I don't feel in my heart this is the right thing for me to do.
Right.
I don't feel like I'm going to be happy there for 6 months in front of a green screen, like pretending to run away from a robot.
Right.
It's a movie I will see opening day.
Right.
And my brother just said, he just goes, don't fucking do it, man.
Were
It's not worth it. It's
Why
not
do you
worth-
go to your brother for advice? What's he up to?
It's not that he's like the industry expert. It's just, I asked all the fucking people you could ask. I talked to Judd. I talked to fucking, you know,
You talk to
Shia
people-
LaBeouf or whoever,
Right.
and they give you advice on what it's going to be
Were
like.
they shocked you turned it down? I bet they didn't expect that.
I think they were not happy that I turned it down.
And I bet it was a lot of dough, a boatload of dough you turned down,
It
right?
was good money, man.
Couple of mil?
It was good money,
How much
man.
money do you get for being in a Transformers? Tell me the truth.
$2 million.
You're not kidding me, huh?
Yeah. and-
5 million?
No, no.
3.
Not for me. Shy is fucking, that dude's just
He's
fucking
rolling in
throwing
dough.
money in the river right now.
Wait, can you get a $3 million payday on something like that?
Now?
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Look at you.
I don't know.
What'd you get on this one, this new movie,
I'm not
Moneyball?
telling you. I gotta get
Give me
nothing.
a quote. I'm thinking
Nothing.
of putting you in something.
Nothing,
What's
man.
going on? He's
Nothing.
got a role or something?
No,
All right.
no, no, come on, but Robin was asking what his brother does, right?
Right.
He manages Maroon 5.
Oh, why
Yeah.
didn't you tell us that?
Oh, yeah, he does. He manages Maroon 5.
Yeah, and doesn't your isn't your dad or something like? Doesn't he manage Guns N' Roses or something?
He was the tour account for like Neil Diamond, Guns N' Roses, all
That's
the
pretty
hair metal.
cool.
Yeah, nice.
It was really cool. He has really fun. Like, Get Him to the Greek. A lot of that performance is based on my dad and my brother because they were normal guys.
Get
in
him
a
to the
crazy
Greek.
industry.
Great
Get him to the
movie.
Greek. You were in the movie with P. Diddy was in that movie,
Yes,
right?
he was, yeah.
And so you, in order to prepare for the movie, P. Diddy took you out on the town.
This is a fucking amazing story. This is my number one story I have in my life.
Go ahead. Let me hear this.
P. Diddy is fucking out of control crazy. in the best possible way.
Oh,
he
yeah?
is. I love that guy. He like
black guy.
Oh,
is he black?
Yeah, right. Yeah,
Yes, he is. I believe.
Yeah, right.
I believe he is. I didn't ask him, but I imagine. I'm assuming here.
Right. Were you accepted? I've seen him travel around. Always all black guys. So were you accepted into that crowd?
Dude, so we get to his house for the first time.
Right.
And I'm shooting this movie Cyrus, and so it's kind of a serious movie. So I'm kind of like, I'm not going out and partying the night before. But Diddy's like, you're coming out. And I keep flaking on him.
So would you call him Diddy?
I call him Sean.
Sean Diddy.
I asked him, I go, you got 10 names,
Yeah,
what do you want me to call you, man?
You?
Yeah, so he said, you can call me whatever. And I was like, I'm calling you Sean. You're not calling me like Joni Joan or whatever. Just call me Jonah. So, and he really fought for the part, and he fucking earned it. He's fucking hilarious in that movie.
Oh, he is.
Really funny.
Yeah.
So he goes, you're coming out tonight. I'm not taking no for an answer. And I'm sitting with my friends having dinner.
Right.
You know, we're a bunch of fucking
douchebags,
tools, yeah,
right?
idiots. And
You're
so
not cool.
I go, God, I'm tired, Sean, whatever. And they're like, who's on the phone? And I'm like, it's Puff Daddy. And they're like, we're fucking going out. We're going out with Puff Daddy. Don't blow this for us. We were going out. So I go, all right, man, we're coming over. And he's like, come over now. And so we go over there, and there's this huge African-American bodyguard. And I'm like, I got to break the ice. I'm with 5 of the fucking dudes who do not belong here. And I just go, hey, did someone order 5 Jews? And not a smile. Not fucking
No sense of humor with this guy.
Stone face. He actually ended up being fucking great. Rock is his name. He's really cool. So we get there, dude. This is like the shit that you would never see in a movie like Bizarro. We're waiting in the dude's house. You hear music thumping and they go, Mr. Combs will be with you in a few minutes.
They have to call him Mr.
He invited him. He said, come over right now.
Right.
He's in the recording studio recording music.
Wow.
And I'm not
That's cool.
I'm not a big deal, but I got shit I got to do. You don't invite me over. I'm not going to invite you over to watch me write at my computer.
Yeah, I went to one of his parties at his house, and he doesn't even show up at the party. He was out jogging, and I go, well, if he's out jogging, why am I here?
It's for press, those parties. It's not, they're not, those aren't, this is the fun shit.
But you make
this is the fun shit.
But you make a good point. I mean, you're there, he's invited you, he told you how to come over, and he's working.
Right, it's like if I'm sitting in my writer's room and I'm like, hey, come over and let's hang out.
Yeah, come here now.
And we're sitting there writing. It's like, that's not a fun hangout.
Right.
So we're sitting there. My friends are literally sitting. It's like being in the doctor's office, like reading a magazine. And
we're waiting for fun.
You got to take your shoes off, right?
Right.
So you're sitting in his shoes. We're fucking like, how crazy is this? We're in Puff Daddy's house. And he comes up and he's like, all right, everybody, let's drink. So we drink, right? And we start drinking. I don't drink because I'm driving. I don't drink and drive. I don't fuck around like that.
Right, smart.
So I'm not, and I got to wake up early for work, you know, so I'm not drinking. My friends are all drinking with Diddy. He's telling these crazy stories. Doorbell rings. Hype Williams, the music video director.
Right.
Kanye West. Show up.
Right.
Tuesday night, like 8:30 p.m.
This is going to be a party.
Okay? So my friends and I are like, this is fucking sick, man.
This is cool.
This is fucking, we feel cool right now.
Yes, absolutely.
So he's like, all right, we're going to a club. I'm like, Diddy, Sean, I'm fucking going home, dude. It's 10:30. And saying that to him is the nerdiest fucking thing you could ever say. He's like, you're fucking coming. Literally peer pressured me into coming.
Because
all my
the
friends
shit starts at midnight, really.
Because fucking shit doesn't pop off. I'm in bed with Real Housewives at like 10:45.
Right, I know.
So it's like, so we go in the car, we go outside. There's like 8 black dudes and my 5 friends. And he goes, we're mixing it up. Black dudes and white dudes. Obama. Jonah, I'm shotgun your car.
Wow.
Bottle of vodka in his hand.
Right.
Okay? I'm fucking like, this is fucking crazy.
Nobody's going to believe it.
Diddy's riding shotgun. 2 of his boys are in the back, and 2 of my boys are in the back.
Right.
My other 3 friends are in an SUV with Kanye West and Hype Williams and 2 other bodyguards with doing God knows what. I don't know what the fucking small talk is in that car.
Right.
So he's going through my CDs, fucking throwing them out the window. This sucks. This sucks. He puts in James Brown Live at the Apollo CD I had, and he goes, I was at this concert.
Right.
And I'm like, in my head, like, no, you weren't. No way you were at that concert.
Right.
And so he's drinking. He's like this. We're driving down Sunset. There's a billboard of him.
Right.
He leans his torso out and he goes, that's me, motherfucker! I was like, this is the illest thing I've ever seen him. I've never seen anything like this before. And so he's drinking. I'm like, Sean, like, chill the fuck out, man. Like, you got an open fucking bottle of vodka in my car.
Right.
He presses my knee down on the pedal on Sunset Boulevard, and we start going real fucking fast.
It's very dangerous.
I'm looking at my friends in the rear view like, like freaking out. He's like, and he'll just go, hey man, you ever driven with a gun in the car?
Oh no!
And I go, no, Sean, I have not driven with a gun in the car. And I got to be honest, it's between and I go, no, I haven't. And he goes. And his friend in the back seat goes, how about 2 guns?
Oh, wow.
And my friends and I are like,
what are you guys?
Shit.
Where are we?
He's in Sunset drinking an open bottle, and he presses my foot against the pedal more, we're going like 80 miles an hour.
Down Sunset Boulevard.
Down Sunset, and he swerves the wheel. He'll randomly just grab the wheel and swerve me in the lane. I'm like,
I'd get the hell out of there.
I'm driving the fucking car.
I mean, put the brakes on.
So we get there. So we have this crazy thing. We get there. I finally fucking take off.
Right. Yeah, you can't handle that.
I go home and I go home and I call Nick Stoller because we're preparing Greek, and I go, you got to hear the shit. We got to put this shit in the movie. Right. So we're like fucking transcribing what happened, and then later I find out he was totally fucking with me.
What do you mean?
He was totally doing it to get. He was doing it because that's what my character would react like.
Yeah. Oh, I see. It was an acting experience.
He was fucking with me.
So he didn't really have guns, and he didn't have.
He said it was water.
I see. I got.
But the best story ever, real quick. I don't want to. If it's okay, this one's way funnier.
Right.
So we're in Vegas. He goes, I'm taking you and your boys to Vegas the weekend before we start shooting. We're gonna have. I'm gonna show you what it's like to party with a real rock star. Okay. So we get there. It's me and like 9 of my homies and like 9 of his friends, okay?
Right.
Again, very weird-looking group aesthetically.
Anybody getting laid?
People are getting laid.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
They are. So we go out with him. We're in his fucking hotel suite. The dude travels with he's there for one night, right?
Right.
I've never seen more fucking clothes in my entire life. I mean, I wouldn't. He got more shoes than fucking Michael Jordan. Like I've never seen so many shoes in my life. We go there for one night. So we go out. We're all getting drunk, having fun. And I'm like, these guys are my friends. I could joke around like I joke around with my friends. So we meet up with the rapper Jermaine Dupri. You know who that is? He's a famous rapper.
Yes.
So now we're like 20 people deep.
What'd you say?
We all get in the elevator. We go through all these back elevators with Diddy. We get in the elevator. We're stuck. It's 20 people, me and 5 of my friends, and 15 black dudes that are all like bodyguards and rappers and stuff.
Right.
And I say, I'm real drunk and I'm having fun. Everyone's laughing, and I go,
to a point.
"Hey, how about we press stop and I'll suck each other's dicks?" And literally dead fuck. You can cut the silence with a knife.
You don't say that.
And I learned a real lesson that night that shit doesn't fly in the hip hop community.
Did he say to the guys, listen?
No, listen. He pulled the doors open. There's a full 30 seconds of silence.
Right.
My friends are like,
whoa.
What did you just do that for? And I'm like, right? No, fuck it. All right, cool. So the doors open, and I see Diddy pull Jermaine Dupri aside and go, he's usually really funny. He doesn't usually make jokes like that.
He made one bad joke.
Yeah.
That's it.
Goodness.
All right, listen, because I'm running out of time. You did this movie with Brad Pitt. What I understand it's about is that there are guys in the sports world.
Right.
It's based on a true story,
It's based on a true story.
Yes.
What team are we talking about?
Oh, the Oakland A's.
Okay.
And what it is it's about a guy who has the ability to scout out talent for the Oakland A's, right? Because they come up with some kind of weird rating system where they can figure out who the great baseball players are going to be.
Basically, it's about finding defective, undervalued players.
Right.
Because the Yankees have whatever it is, $150 million, and the A's have $30 million.
Right.
And don't quote me on those numbers, but it's something like that.
And the A's hire this guy. Is Brad Pitt playing the guy who has the abilities?
Brad Pitt is the GM. I'm the guy who has the abilities.
He's the ability
great.
guy.
That's a fun role.
It's really great.
So you have the ability to look at a baseball player who's underrated and say, this guy's the shit.
So I'm 24 years old.
Right.
I blend into the wall. He goes to Cleveland to go scout a player.
Right.
And he sees me giving advice to, blocking a trade. And he's like, who the fuck is this kid? And why is he in this room? Why is he this? So he steals me, and he makes me the assistant GM of the Oakland A's at 24 years old.
Wow.
And the way I put it is, Billy, Brad's character is like the bazooka, and my character Peter's like the ammunition, and together we blow through this like 150-year-old baseball wall.
Wow.
And it's like two guys saying the world is round instead of flat.
And
it's
it
punk
works.
rock. It's and
I'm
they
looking
win
forward
20
to it.
straight games in a row.
Sounds like a good movie.
It's fucking great. I would never say this. Like I'm not
How's
that
Pitt
guy.
look? Is he hitting the wall? Sometimes I see him with that beard and all that nonsense.
It's fucked up how handsome he is because it's like
do chicks still hit on him even though he's married and all that other stuff?
it's not even hit on him. People just like it's a different kind of vibe.
They're
It's
ready to
not-
die for him.
They just
Chicks
are
must go,
silent.
and
Like, they're
chicks
just
must go
kinda-
nuts, right?
I mean, he's a really fucking handsome guy, but he also has this he's a movie star.
I wish
you
the
know?
hell I looked like that. What is it?
He's got to go.
No,
but
fuck
I
that,
do have
man.
a quick question for you.
Fuck it, man.
Cancel the Today Show.
Stuttering John.
You don't need that.
Fuck it, man.
Stuttering John interviewed Brad Pitt like a long time ago, and Brad said that he listened to the show every day.
Right.
Did you, Brad, ever talk about the show? Does he? You know if he listens to the show?
We didn't listen to. Honestly, on Moneyball, people were like real focused. I didn't want to be like, hey, want to come listen to Stern? I would to just calm down. And
I can't believe you didn't smoke with Brad Pitt.
Yeah, we drank beers and shit, but we never
No
smoked
smoking.
weed.
No, but maybe she gave him the ultimatum.
I think he's straightened
Must be pretty
up.
wild. You know, really, you're 27 years old, in just a couple of short years, you're like at the top of the game. You know, it's pretty wild,
no,
isn't it?
man.
It's great. It's a great ride,
I'm
right?
a lucky motherfucker.
Yeah. Do you regret ever not pursuing that box making opportunity? Like maybe possibly
Honestly,
that would have worked into.
You still could go back.
Well,
I bet
the
you would have
thing
been good
is,
at it.
Listen, there are times when there are regrets. Yeah.
Sure, why not? What are you going to do? So this girl that you're with her a long time now, and when
On and off, yeah.
on and off means if you meet somebody great, you'll
No,
bang them.
Or if this movie
I mean,
blows up, they'll go off
We
again.
didn't date straight the whole.
When's
through
the
whole
last time you dumped her?
No, come on.
Come on,
man.
when's the last time you
What's
dumped
We've
her?
been
How do
together
you
for
go
2
off?
years.
2 years?
Yeah.
So before that, you found some chick, you started banging her, and then you got back with her. And she puts up with that. That's pretty cool.
No, it's not like that. She had a boyfriend. She had another boyfriend.
Oh, she did?
Yeah. She had. It wasn't like
You didn't get jealous?
It wasn't like I was like, hey, see you later or
Right.
whatever. Like,
You two really take breaks.
Oh, yeah.
no, not anymore.
They
Trust
bang
me,
other people and take breaks. That's a very big deal.
No,
All right,
I'm not,
listen.
I'm not getting a break.
I got the high sign on you.
No, man, fuck that, dude. I'm not leaving, dude.
It's funny because your whole entourage is like they got their bags ready and they're with wheels on and
running you
they're out the door.
That's such bullshit.
You got an
Seriously,
entourage,
man.
my friend. That's beautiful. Hey, okay, I'll give you an opportunity here because you are a fan of the show, a true
Big
fan of the show.
fan, man.
Who do you want me to get rid of? Who do you want me to fire? Who's annoying on the show?
Who's annoying on the show? I mean,
Are you a Fred fan? You want him gone? What do you?
no,
what do you
I
think?
love Fred.
You love Fred.
I think Fred is a Moneyball type player. He's undervalued.
Right. I value him.
Yeah, I think you do. You treat him with a lot of respect. Fred, I'm a really big fan of yours. I can't see you, but
Benji, maybe get rid of. Is he dead weight around here?
I love that you guys said Benji was like Cyrus, dude. Because no joke, John Riley and I would listen to Stern every day when we were making Cyrus.
that right?
And I say Stern like you guys aren't fucking. I'm in the room with you guys. I'm a
That's
schmuck.
right.
Okay, so. But I would talk about Benji a lot. During
You like Sal and Richard?
the haircut. No, the haircut was like a Benji blonde
Right.
haircut.
Should
yeah.
I fire Sal or Richard?
No,
or
man.
no? You like
I'm
them?
a big fucking.
JD, you
What
a
about
fan?
JD? Yeah.
Yeah, JD's all right, man. No, I was kidding. I'm totally kidding. I was totally kidding,
Yeah,
JD.
JD, you like Scott the engineer? Maybe you don't like.
No, well, Scott, I was excited to meet Scott the engineer, but he kind of didn't say hi. Like, I didn't want to get in his zone.
Let's get rid of him.
Because I love when you guys when he's on the show. But I wanted to connect with him a little bit. I tried to you know when you try to make eye contact with someone.
I tried.
He
Let me
didn't
tell
bite.
you
He didn't
something,
bite.
Jonah. I try to make contact with him. It's hard.
It's hard. It's very
What
hard.
is that?
I saw him in the green room, but we don't
know each other.
No, we don't know each other, but we don't interact with the guests. That's
That's kind of my rule around you.
Oh,
I don't
okay,
want
word,
Scott
okay.
ruining it for.
Yeah, you don't want.
But I was excited. Like I couldn't believe that Ronnie actually lets you in. I was like, this is crazy.
Like
man.
Ronnie's a big star. He shouldn't be letting you in.
I was like, fucking Ronnie, I'd rather work with him than have these schmuck actors I have to work with.
So, listen, let's sum up. The movie is called Moneyball. It
Yeah.
sounds like a great premise. Sounds like a
Yeah.
good role for you with Brad Pitt.
And
There's
Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Right. And this is this your highest paying role so far?
No,
it
God,
isn't.
no, opposite.
Opposite.
Yeah.
Because it's not a huge
Because
movie.
it's a drama, and I'm not proven in that world.
I see. Pitt probably got a fortune.
I'm pretty sure that dude makes some good money.
20 mil?
I don't know, man. I'm sure. I don't know. He's fucking Brad Pitt.
You didn't say to him what you
If he doesn't get a lot of money for a movie, I don't think anyone should. You know, like,
Jonah Hill is in Moneyball. He is the dude who can handicap all these baseball players. It opens Friday in theaters everywhere. I wish you a lot of luck. It was a lot of fun to meet you.
Yeah, it was really a pleasure.
You're a great
Thank you.
guest. You got great stories. We have a lot more to talk about. You have to come back in.
I can't believe they're kicking me out. This is
Well,
bullshit,
listen,
man.
you'll come back.
Yeah, anytime you guys will have me, I'd love to.
George, did you like Jonah, or did you have a negative feeling?
He is genuinely hilarious.
Thanks, man.
I've enjoyed you on the screen, but you are even better in person.
You can't put George in a movie, Jonah? You got enough clout now.
fuck
Come on,
yeah, man.
Come on.
Are
George
you
is-
doing that Star Trek with J.J. Abrams or what?
Well, we don't know yet.
That was a fucking great
That's a no.
interview.
It
That
was a
interview was
terrific movie.
spectacular with
With
J.J. Abrams.
JJ's a good man. I'm a big Fringe guy now. I started
Oh,
watching
Fringe?
that. Yeah, I'm into that. All right,
Yeah.
listen.
I could sit here and bullshit with you guys all day. I'll see you.
They're really, literally standing out in the
Hey,
hall.
George,
ready to
George,
go.
what do you think, real quick? Jonah have a big cock or not? What do you think?
I
Think
would
your best-
say he does.
You'd say he does.
But
fair.
Sucking cock brings about silence.
What'd you say?
Sucking cock brings about silence with you.
He's talking about the elevator.
Oh, right.
That's true. Yeah. We could all just press stop and
Jonah,
metaphorically
you have a
suck
big
each other's
penis?
dicks. It's all right, man.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How many inches? Give me a heads up.
About 19.
No, come on.
I don't know, man.
Will, you've measured.
More than
College.
Leslie West, huh?
You never
Do
measured?
you hit the water when you sit down?
No, man.
He does not.
I have an in-house. I have an in-house seamstress that just sews condoms together. So I can
You want to see Richard and Sal's cock? I'm sure they're happy to show it to you. Maybe another
I honestly
time.
don't, but I really want. I fucking want to hang out with those guys a little bit. That
Well,
sucks,
listen.
man.
Go ahead. Listen. We'll do it next time. You'll come. You'll stop by,
Yeah.
and we'll talk about something. All right.
It was an honor to be
All
here,
right.
guys.
The great
Thank you.
Jonah
It was our
Hill.
pleasure.
He's a great guy. He's in Moneyball opening Friday with Brad Pitt in theaters everywhere, and we'll all go see it and check it out. It sounds like a good movie.
That'd be great. Thanks a lot, you guys.
Thank you.
Oh, really? Oh, thanks, man.
That's during the elevator.
That's the
I think that's a funny joke.
Man, pleasure.
Great meeting you.
Such a pleasure.
Yeah,
man.
real
Really.
pleasure.
It really is.
And you were great on the show. Come back and see us sometime.
Anytime you have me, I'll
Thank
be
you
here.
for
Oh my
coming
God,
in.
can I have a hug? That's so cool.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Look.
Ronnie.
Ronnie.
Ronnie let you in.
What's up, man? How you going? This was like the coolest thing ever. This was awesome.
Well, thank you for
guys.
coming in. We're big fans. It was great to have you in.
Right.
And
Yeah.
we love that you listen.
I'll be listening to all. Now it's fun because I get to listen to all the like fan roundtable shit. I'm a nerd, man.
Jonah, can I take a picture real quick?
Yeah, of course, man.
Hey, Richard, where's your partner? Right here. Come here. Come say hello.
Am I in trouble? Sal. Oh, hey, Sal. What's up, man? We met. We got to meet.
years ago.
Superbad, right?
Yeah, we just got a tour of the studio.
Yeah, your hair was all frizzed
I'm
out.
big fans.
You look great, man.
You guys look great.
Thank you.
You're a lot more handsome than I remember.
Yeah, we've slimmed
So are
down
you,
a
though.
little.
So are you.
Yeah, well,
You look
I am
great,
as
man.
well. Yeah, exactly. What did you say about Whitney?
Very cool.
Dude, such a pleasure.
Love you,
I'm such a
man.
big
Yeah,
fan
we
of
gotta
you guys,
hang
man.
sometime.
Yeah, definitely. We'll get the
Keep kicking ass.
You have to. Have you met Whitney?
Yeah.
Hi,
Her boyfriend and I work together.
What?
Oh, really? Oh, sorry. Bye. I didn't know there was a guy there. What? Oh, you're trying to get laid? So
What do you mean? You're so funny.
We need the guy on the show.
All right, I'll see you tonight.
You got to come back and do Celebrity Superfan. I talked to Matt about it. We do it
Oh,
in
shit.
LA. But go, I know you're shooting a movie. Go there.
Anytime, dude. Anytime.
thanks.
All right.
Take care.
Thanks, Gary. Thank you. See you guys. Peace. Bye.
Jonah, to go from a listener to actually be there, what was that like, man?
Oh, that was the greatest experience ever. I'm so speechless right now. It's so cool. Like easily the coolest thing I've ever done. Easily.
Awesome stories, man. It was like having a Stern fan on the inside of Hollywood with you, man.
That's cool. Yeah. Well, I genuinely listen to the show every day. I could not be more of a fan. It was a pleasure to meet you, Ronnie. I'll see you.
Call me for the next part.
I will.
Good luck with Moneyball, man.
Thanks, dudes. I'll see you guys later.
Take care.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
Bye. See you, Lisa.
This is the best of the wrap-up show. A recap and behind-the-scenes look with John High and Gary Dell'Abate. The best of the wrap-up show begins now.
Hey, it's Gary Dell'Abate, Baba Booey. On Monday's wrap-up show, we talked about the new studio design. Scott DePace and Doug came in and explained everything that was done. I talked about a few things I didn't like about it, but mostly I liked it. And then Scott Salem came in to complain, or maybe not complain, that he wasn't part of the graphics package. Here's what happened.
Let's move on to the new studio. We walked in this morning and literally everything is new. I thought you guys did a really nice job.
Thank you.
You've got those monitors behind Howard now. You've got the purple on one side, the blue on the other. And that was a big job. You guys did it, what, over the weekend?
2 days. Started on Thursday and then Friday finished. But, you know, we had a professional company who knows how to install these sets. Showman Fabricators. They did a good job, and so it was easy.
But you said on that graphic you put behind Howard, there were a couple. Make sure you silence your cell phone before
your
you.
wife's saying yes.
We should shut off the phone or picking your balls.
Shutting my phone off.
That graphic that I guess you helped create behind Howard, you said there were a couple things that you're not happy with.
No, there's just a few little mistakes. I mean, this is already revision 3 or 4 already, so I'll keep adding stuff to it. I'll add like maybe a Baba Booey billboard or a John Hine billboard.
Yeah, that's what I like about it. It's ever changing. So if something, you know, if Joe Frazier fell like he did years ago, that could be up there for the week until we get bored with it.
Yeah.
Were you concerned about it being too busy behind Howard? Because there's a lot going on.
I
that
was. So
billboard.
we tried to make everything slow moving. At one point, in fact, Bowie's little graphic that's there was too flashy and that's one of the things I'm changing today. I'm even muting that down even more. So
now, Gary, you were saying that no one came to you about this because you used that space in front of Howard's monitors.
I have 2 complaints about the studio. One, to me, completely. And by the way, I think the studio looks great. I love the colors where Robin is. I love the new couch. So one of them has to do with me. So I call it the desk, but in front of Howard's console, there's an area. It's probably, we'd say about 2 feet wide, about 2 feet deep.
Yeah.
And so I had that whole area to myself, and I put my papers down. So for the look, they put this sort of black mesh screen up over it, which is a really nice look, but it cut down on how much area I have. Scott sort of foresaw that, so he made it so that it didn't go to the bottom. So I have the entire desk, but you can't really see most of it. So if I put all my papers down the way I used to, I can't see. So I lost a lot of desk space. And my thing was I was like, hey, if you guys are going to do something that affects me, maybe next time just bring me in when you're doing it. And I don't think they did anything in a malicious way. They just sort of forgot.
Yeah, I mean, we did show Gary the designs the day before. I know that's not time enough, and I didn't really think that it was going to cut down the space. And if you know, and I guess it does. I mean, if you say it does, it does. So we'll try to fix it.
Yeah. Just so you know, because I didn't get this across, we're going by the artist rendering, which is like to scale. If you look at your space, it was not a factor.
Right. In fact, this is so John. This is the picture they showed me. Show that to John.
So this is what we were going by, and you know, we already.
But that's not
it.
what's there.
Right. It's a little bit deeper, so we're going to shave it down. It's the one thing we're not happy about too.
But there, I have all my desk space.
No, you do. It is definitely
so
different.
That's what we're going by, and everything.
But I wish you didn't have all that desk space because it really dirties up the studio.
The second thing that I thought was really funny was, and this doesn't affect me, I just get a kick out of it, is on our old set, we had a couch, and on the couch there were 2 pillows. And the pillows are there, and the guests never know what the fuck the pillows are there for. They sit on them, they take them, and they throw them away. And it's always an odd thing when the guest sits down because they're like, why are pillows where I should be sitting? And that was because they wanted the guests to move over a little bit because if they sat right where the pillows were, it blocks the shot.
Okay.
So today I'm looking at Seth Rogen's our first guest, and I said to Scott, I go, what's that whole weird thing on the left side of the screen? And he goes, yeah, the couch is too close, and we got to move it. We got to put some pillows down. And I just thought, probably you should have designed it in a way so that you don't have to put pillows down.
Well, the space is pretty small, so we have to get a couch that's big enough for multiple people, or else we would have got just a 2-person couch, and then there's no problem. So you get the bigger couch, and we put it in, and didn't, you know, when all of us sat there and we camera blocked, it wasn't an issue. He happened to really like to hug the right edge of the couch for some odd reason.
But you never know when that's going to happen as a problem.
So we're going to get some pillows and put them there, and that should take care of the problem.
Well, were you waiting for the other sort of shoe to fall today? When you got a lot of compliments for the studio, and
yes, because I never know how Howard is going to react. We moved in 2 studios ago to 40 West 57th, And I was kind of proud of that one. I mean, for the what it was. And I said to him after the show, I said, Howard, what do you think? And he looked at the tape and he said, oh, I hate it. And he hated every part of it. So we had to just start changing everything and trying to make all these changes. And so, I was happy to hear that he was pleased.
Yeah, I think you guys did a good job. I don't know. I came back to give you credit for it, but then Doug said he should get credit for it, and like the whole team should get credit for it.
I was kidding.
So I didn't want to.
But this is a big team. Scott didn't at all do everything himself. I mean, every element on the graphic he designed came from direction from other people.
See, the thing that I think is good for the guys is that I would call this a modification instead of a redesign.
Right.
Like they didn't do anything.
It's cosmetic. It's all cosmetic.
They didn't do anything. They didn't move the couch on the other side. That's when Howard would be like, "Oh, what to deal with this shit." Right. In fact, it was funny because after the Seth Rogen interview, Howard said to me, he goes, "What did they do, man, with the wall where Fred is? I feel like I saw Fred the whole interview." So I went back and talked to the guys, and they said, "We didn't touch it. All we did was paint it." And Howard, but in his mind, it had been changed.
Howard does that stuff all the time. In the old studio, he swore that I moved his camera. And the camera's bolted to the ceiling. It was not moving. And I said, Howard, I haven't touched it. He goes, I know it. You moved it. So I had to sit there and try to fake that I moved it back.
I got to admit, I couldn't.
Wait, did you fake that you moved it back? Well, I told him the next day, and we got it back right where you wanted. He said, good. And that was it.
Do you That's a pretty big revelation.
Do you know the great story from the Chuck Berry movie, Hail, Hail, Rock and Roll? They were doing the concert, and Keith Richards really wanted to do the concert right. Chuck Berry always put his amp up too loud and distorted the sound. And Keith Richards like, I'm making this movie, and I need the sound to be right because it's like historical. It's going to be forever when Chuck Berry's gone. So what they did was they took Chuck Berry plugged into an amp, but it was like a fake amp, and it was connected to a real amp on the other side of the stage, and Keith controlled it. So Chuck kept going to change it. He was happy as shit. He had no idea it wasn't being controlled. Is that what you did to Howard?
No, not exactly. I said, we got your camera back where you want it. And he said, great. And that was that.
JD, did the redesign throw you at all this morning?
Yeah, a little bit. The background was a lot going on, but
you don't like it?
It's fine. No, I think.
Do you want a JD billboard up there?
No. Are people petitioning to be part of the graphic? I know Jason checked it out to find his got back hair thing.
Oh, did Jason see it? Did he like his?
I don't know if he saw it, but I know he looked for it.
We are wide open. Scott did a great job with the graphic. We are open to any suggestions from fans and staff.
Scott Salem should bowl. I think it would make it very for a week.
Wait, what did Scott?
We were going to do Black Cloud Diner on there.
Well, what did Scott say to you?
He just said, "Where am I on there?" And I go, "I guess we forgot about you on there."
We really did.
He's behind the building.
Did he say that like playing it off as a joke, but he really meant?
Well, then he said, maybe I should be on there bowling. I go, yeah, we could do that. And he was like, oh, great. He was all happy.
I know we've talked about this on the show 1,000 times, but Jason and I talk about this all the time, how we really do. We'll make lists of stuff, and then I'll say, Jason, what about this? And he'll look at the list, and he'll come in, he'll laugh his ass off, and he goes, we forgot Scott again. I don't know how the fuck that happened.
Scott, it's such a lie. I was standing in there, and you said, I forgot to put you in the billboard, and I said, oh, you did. I didn't even bring it up. I didn't even realize I wasn't on there. I didn't care.
You looked at the billboard.
That's bullshit. You brought it up first.
Whatever.
You said, I forgot.
I'm mistaken then.
Yeah, you are mistaken because
it's basically the same thing. You wanted to be on there.
I heard you say you wanted to be on there too, Scott.
Yeah.
You wouldn't want to be on there? He brought it up. I would have never known I wasn't there.
Okay, maybe I brought it up, but then you gave me suggestions on how you could be up there.
No, you said maybe I should put you in there bowling.
I did not.
Did Scott Salem say anything to you?
Exactly, right?
Scott, what did you say? I don't think Scott's making this up out of the blue.
No, he brought it up. He said, oh, we forgot to put you in there. I said, yeah, I guess so. I didn't notice that. And he said, maybe I'll put you in as a bowler. That was the conversation. That was it.
That's not how I remember it.
I thought I heard you say I'm not on the billboard.
After he brought it up, I said, oh, yeah, I'm not there.
You wanted to be
bowling. I didn't give a shit who was on there, to tell you the truth.
We're going to put Black Cloud Diner for you.
Thank you. Whatever you want. It doesn't matter. I don't give a shit.
So you weren't lobbying to be included?
No, I was not.
All right. I see some looks of skepticism.
I believe you that you weren't lobbying, but you wouldn't prefer